what happened.
We're back, baby. I'm still taking care of the video. Just adding in a couple bit of details and stuff. But we're live. So, here we go. We're live. Enjoy. I hope we see some gameplay from this.
Gonna make it.
It actually looks great, though.
Waller, the penguin is in flight. Repeat, the penguin is in flight.
Then let's clip his wings.
We're back, baby.
Oh my god, he's getting up!
Hitting him again.
Ran out the door! Somebody stop him!
Did that get him?
No! It very much did not get him. Waller, blow up his head!
Hey guys, hey guys. I am here, don't worry, I am here. I'm just gonna leave you guys to this. I'm actually gonna mute this for a second.
Definitely don't want to get on Amanda Waller's bad side. Maybe it's a good thing Javelin is not in the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game. Okay, still there? Of course, in the movie, I was hoping I'd come back to life in the end credit sequence, but no such luck. Maybe that'll happen in the VHS version of The Suicide Squad. Double fingers, double cross, no such luck. Let's do this. Maybe, I mean, look, John Cena gets a spin-off series, but not me. Flula Borg, I'm delicious. Where's my show? The Suicide Squad is fast becoming a huge franchise for DC, with comic books, huge movies, the games of video like you just saw. Not starring me, apparently. Spin-off series, also not starring me, rude. And music videos. Fine, I'll make my own. I have a phone. Anyway, if you go to the clubs like I do with me and my bester friend, squad friend, King Shark, you'll know this next song is all the rave. Give me those glow sticks. Yeah, don't give them to him.
Num num. Num num.
Really?
No.
King Shark, via my careful.
Num num.
That is what you're thinking about right now.
No. Hungry. Peacemaker.
Nothing like me.
We're all gonna die.
No way. No way.
Right, I'm back. All of the tags and everything have been put in. There's nothing more I can do. DC FanDome, baby, where we will be seeing not only updates on all of the upcoming new movie stuff and TV stuff, but hopefully a little bit more on Gotham Knights and a little bit more on, as we just saw, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
We're gonna die.
So yeah, we're just chilling. I don't know why they got this Javelin guy to be the host for it.
Sharks. Of course I'm happy to be a part of such an amazing squad, and that includes you, the fans. Thank you for supporting everything the Suicide Squad.
Is the audio all good?
I think it goes like that, and I know I'm not alone when I say that. I have proof for you. Here is a very special message from all my squad buddies to share. Check me out. I mean, check it out. It's this week. I'm not a narcissist. I donate.
Birds.
From the entire Suicide Squad, from the bottom
Hey,
of
there he
our
is.
hearts, we thank you.
None of this would be possible without you.
You are the reason why we do what we do.
I love her. She's so good in it.
We are so
James Gunn's aged
and
so
lucky
much.
to
What the
have
hell? He had normal hair when I saw him.
I don't know what to say, guys. It's so unexpected.
What's on screen right now? I
so
can't
loved.
see
I don't have
anything. What's going on?
speech prepared or anything.
Is my stream broken?
That,
I can hear John Cena, or I can't.
So welcome.
John, We're not thanking you, mate.
We're thanking all the fans.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. Idiot. I mean, of course, the fans,
He's the
right?
best.
They know I like to joke around, which is exactly what that was. It's a joke.
Sure, John.
What John means
Sure, John.
is that he would also like to thank you, our amazing fans.
Thank you. Love you guys.
He's so nice. I've met him a couple times. He's really nice. Like,
okay, you
there
guys
he
know
is.
that was a joke. The Suicide Squad would be absolutely nowhere without the support.
It's
of fans.
Peacemaker time, baby.
You guys love these characters as much, if not more, than we do. And I truly want to thank you for your passion. Flula, man, I'm sorry, bro. Javelin would have made a great character for a spin-off. You know what? Maybe we can see about getting him involved somewhere down the line on Peacemaker. I mean, no promises. James Gunn created this whole thing for HBO Max, and he has a vision all worked out, but we'll see what we can do. And if you want to hear more what's in store for Peacemaker, you can join James, myself, and my amazing castmates for some additional insights. Hey everybody, John
Here we
Cena
go.
here on the set of Peacemaker.
Has everyone seen the movie by now?
Every time you were shooting, he went, ow!
Why am I doing this?
They said you couldn't get a job.
Get up. Oh, hi. 23andMe says I might be 26% asshat. I know my last name is Smith. That's a generic fucking name. The reason it's Smith is because we came over as asshats and I had to change it on Ellis Island.
They already showed the Black
Hey
Adam
everybody,
teaser.
I'm James Gunn. Today we're talking all things Peacemaker. Of course, I'm joined by my behind-the-scenes partners in crime, executive producers Peter Safran and Matt Miller, and our fantastic cast, Peacemaker himself, John Cena, Danielle Brooks, who plays a character of my own making, Leota Adebayo,
Nice.
Jennifer Howland and Steve Agee, Amelia Harcourt and John Economos, and Chuck Owuji as Clemson Mern, and finally, Freddie Stroma, who is our vigilante. So, guys, let's
Nice.
get into it.
It goes without saying, I miss you guys. It's great to see you all.
Miss you so much. You too.
John, were you surprised when Peter called you up and said, hey, you know, we're thinking about doing a Peacemaker TV series?
I was surprised, but man, I was more than ready and I was more than excited, and I'm glad we got the opportunity.
Any John
Freddie,
Cena
for you,
content
you
is
came
good
in and you're
content, to
playing
be honest.
the oddest character of everybody, Vigilante Adrian Chase. And you're not that odd.
Yeah, no, I'm so pretty vanilla. I love it. I really like. As soon as I started reading the sides, I was just like, oh, I really like this character, and he has just that kind of, you know, a really fun relationship with Peacemaker, and obviously working with John was just incredible.
I've seen Freddie, but for how many of the rest of you are you hearing him talk with a British accent for the first time?
Oh, me? Yeah. And I'm like, my brain is melted. I can't believe it.
So, Danielle, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character in general, who she is and what's her story?
This is all new to her, you know, and so she's coming in very green. She used to work with animals, and now she's been thrown into this completely different world.
You brought her to life.
It's annoying me that her camera's not in focus.
You inhabit a role in this very special way, and it was just so fun to see you flow.
For Harcourt, her relationship with Adebayo, this new member of the team that's coming in and that Harcourt does not trust, it was something really unexpected for me when I met Danielle, and I literally could not hate her. Like, she is just she's the most lovable, warm, wonderful person.
The sisterhood of Harcourt and Adebayo is a wonderful thing to see.
It feels like that's part of, sorry, James.
No, go ahead, Chuck.
The first day we shot, at least I shot in John Cena's trailer, and it was the scene where we all, the team, meet John Cena, and Danielle, you made her continuously improvise, being nervous, and she would, I mean, that improvisation there were tears running down people's eyes, and it went on, and Danielle was put on the spot, and the things that were coming out of her, and to the point where off camera, Steve Agee just had to get his camera out and film it.
I was just gonna say, it reminds me of how often working with Steve, you'd be in a scene and you'd look over behind the camera and there's AG filming you.
This is like my first day with the cast, like all the cast too, and Steve AG is recording. Everybody's laughing. John Cena's holding character, so he's making me nervous. Everything, it was crazy, but it was one of the things I will never, ever, ever forget.
It's okay if you do forget it because I have it all on video.
Nice.
I freaking love everything about your 6'7".
I love that, like,
however tall
Disney
you are.
tried to get rid of James Gunn, and DC were like,
Freddie
boom,
was such a warm
get you in
spirit
for a
to come into
movie,
the space as well.
get you in for a TV
even though
show,
he was
whatever
new,
you
he
want,
jumped
mate,
right
whatever
in
you want.
fearlessly and worked with us. And Jacudi is the real deal from day one. You're just like, oh my gosh, he elevated all of us to bring our best. So it's been really great getting to work with everybody. And you just really made a girl's dream come true to get to tell this story with you all. And this is not a world that a person like me normally gets to be a part of at all. To have the action portion and also the depth of a person, I am so thankful for you.
I love you. I just think you're the greatest. Although, I'm surprised you did give Chuck so many, compliments, because you would often come over to me and say, I was supposed to tell Chuck to watch you to see how it's done.
Oh, yeah. Everybody had to get on my level.
James, I remember you said to me on set one day that only Eagly competed with Chuck in terms of being a really great actor. You said that was the only one.
I think we have not brought up Eagly, who, of course, steals the show.
He's Peacemaker's pet eagle, and he's Peacemaker's best friend. As a dowel with some green tape on it, Eagly stole the show.
Yeah, that's true.
I also got to say that this is probably the third or fourth thing I've worked with James on, and I've never seen him more giddy working on something in my entire life. I mean, there was one night we were shooting, and the whole time, it was like 3 a.m, and James is just running around laughing like a maniac, and he kept saying, I can't believe they're letting me shoot this.
Yeah, that's the happiest night of my life. I'm like, that was Warner Brothers' funeral that they let me do that. We'll see.
What a guy, man. Yeah, he does have Guardians Free and the Guardians Holiday Special. That's what I mean, though. Disney were like...
in his tidy whities to the choir boys.
Disney were like, oh, we need James Gunn back. We need to secure James Gunn.
Tidy whities.
Okay, so we're going to be taking some questions from the fans. These came from Instagram and Twitter. So at Remy.c.l asked, was there any characters you wanted to put in Peacemaker but couldn't? I guess that's a question to me. The answer is no. I got to put it in every character I wanted to. For John Cena, at Popsignite asks, what was the most difficult part of becoming Peacemaker?
I think it was just getting comfortable being a super asshole. I'm normally just a normal asshole. And I think just being a high-octane asshole was probably the most difficult part.
Was it really difficult? Because it seemed to come to you pretty easily. Okay, here's a big question. I guess we can throw this to Matt and Peter. What can we expect for the show? Asks at MagicCM1210.
Well, I mean, I think what we can expect is a truly original superhero show.
Okay.
James wrote all 8 episodes. He directed 5 of the 8. And it's just got that unique tone that
directed
James brings
5
to
out of 8
all
as
the
well.
content
That's
that he
solid.
creates. So I think it's something pretty special.
Yeah, I would also just add to that with the action and the spectacle and the emotion and the comedy is also like this workplace comedy at the center of it, about all of these characters that kind of come together. It's like The Office as a superhero show.
With more people getting shot in the face than in The Office.
Occasionally, yeah.
The Office with more people getting shot in the face? Sign me up.
Asks, is Peacemaker going to go through a journey of changing from a jerk to a lovable hero in the series, or will he remain crazy, not to be trusted liberator? That's kind of a spoiler.
I was going to say, questions that can't be answered. That's perfect. Right up my alley. We just can't give anything away. You'll have to watch and see on HBO Max.
What about the rest of you? What did you feel?
I hope
about,
he just stays an arsehole.
Peacemaker's journey on this show.
Can't really say much. So I just there's definitely great character arcs that you will thoroughly enjoy as an audience.
You root for him regardless of his past, and you hope that he will change. And I just thought that was such an interesting thing to explore with the series.
I think one of the interesting things about Adebayo and Peacemaker is that on paper, they seem very different. They seem like polar opposites, but they actually have a ton of things in common. And one of the things that they're both dealing with is loyalty versus morality, and not disappointing people that mean the most to them, and finding the beauty in each other, even though their worlds are completely different. So that was a lot of fun to play with, and definitely added to the layers of our two characters.
That's extremely well said.
She's the only one he gets along with. She's the only one that thinks he's funny, you know?
Thanks, John.
She
Thanks,
laughs
John,
at him.
for that summary.
She blows off the stuff that he says that's stupid, and realize he's an ignorant asshole. And that, to me, is really special because it is so much of what the show is about.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and I'm just grateful to be a part of this crew because no one came in with an ego. Nobody came in with a chip on their shoulder, but everyone comes in with a history, with something to offer, with a set of skills, and it's a bold step. You're James, you're taking a step into trying to grow the genre, and we're going to do it with 8 episodes.
One of the things I really like about,
more,
like, anytime I've met John Cena, The Rock falls under this as well,
Really quickly, there was a sense of,
the wrestlers
we're gonna have fun doing this.
that have
So
moved
really
on.
And that came top down.
Same
The
with
shit rolls
Batista and
downhill,
such.
you know?
They have such a
It's been such a great
hard-working
experience.
effort.
And
Like,
such a
in the
fun,
way that they work, like they're
massive
always
experiment,
turning up to,
that,
they're on job,
you know,
no
I just
matter
can't
where
wait
it
to
is,
share
you
it
know?
with
And they have
the
this
fans,
attitude that they bring with
DC
that, this
fans
very
and just
positive
fans in general.
attitude
Yeah,
that they
I wanna
bring
say
to
thank you,
anything
everybody,
that they're
for giving
being
us all
involved
so
in.
much time. I
And
really
it's something that
appreciate it.
really
I hope
makes them
everybody's well, and I'll see
so
everybody soon.
respected within their sort of professional workspace. But you get it even when you're just meeting them for an interview or something like that. They're just so warm and welcoming and just ready to have fun and ready to do the job. And I think it really, really comes across well.
It's an exclusive,
We're getting a little bit of extra.
never before seen first look at a Peacemaker teaser.
Okay. Because they released one teaser online already, so here we go.
You cool?
What does that mean?
Truth is, I'm supposed to be in prison.
For what?
Superhero stuff.
What superhero are you?
Peacemaker.
Get out of here! There's no superhero called Peacemaker!
Dude, I'm famous.
Dude, I'm famous!
You're a born killer with expertise in every weapon known to humankind. I'm giving you the chance to stay out of prison and work for me.
Kill people.
Bad people.
This is hardcore. Be a handler in the field. John Economist, Tech and Tactics. And this is our new recruit, Adebayo.
You don't have to shoot people after I already killed them.
Right. Who's the guy that's peeking out behind the trash can?
Vigilantes, trying to be helpful.
Our first target is Senator Royland Goff. Goff may be traveling with his family.
Are you sure those 2 kids came out of those parents? That's an attractive couple, and that one looks like it came out of them, but the other one looks like a butt baby.
A butt baby.
Yeah, my older brother told me there's 2 types of babies. One that comes out normal, and then butt babies. Worse in every way, they come out of a woman's butt. Well, I believed I was a butt baby until I was like 14.
That explains a lot. There's something about him that's sad.
Hey, Dad.
I did my sperm.
That's who's playing his dad? Let's go.
You know, lately I'm just thinking maniac.
No!
That's because we're born killers. What separates us from other killers is we only kill bad people. Usually. Unless there's a mistake.
You use being a jerk as a way to push people away.
You suck at PowerPoint!
But if you would just drop that, people actually might like you.
This is gonna be great, man. This is actually gonna be great.
Oh my God.
Oh.
He's hugging me. He's hugging me. Dad, grab my phone. I don't want to move. Dad?
Hey, not even long to wait.
Supergirl, DC League of Super Pets, and a first look at the Flash movie.
First look at the Flash movie? Alright then, alright. What do you guys want to see today? Is it the Batman? I feel like it could be the Batman.
Yes, I'm super excited for an up-close and personal look at the Superman.
Hey, Grant Gustin, how's it going?
I'm actually a lifetime fan of the Man of Steel, and now there's more Superman content than ever before. From the hit series Superman and Lois, give it up for Superman and Lois, Tyler Hoechlin, and Elizabeth Tulloch.
Hey, here they are. Here they are.
Thanks, Grant.
Thank you, Grant. Needless to say, we're big fans of you too. And we're so excited
What's
to
up,
be
Talon?
here.
What's up,
Thank
Path
you to the
Gaming?
fans
How's it
for giving
going?
Superman and Lois such a warm welcome into your homes. Thanks to you, we're coming back for a second season.
But wow.
Yeah, I can't
Season
wait
one,
to binge
you
watch some
had a secret
Peacemaker.
brother. Lois had a lot going on with just about everyone. Jordan found out he has powers, Jonathan doesn't. And remember how cute you looked when you were coaching high school football? The sky is the limit for Superman and Lois, especially in season 2.
Season
Here's
1
a
was
behind-the-scenes
alright.
look at our first
Season
day
1 was
back on
alright. I kind of liked it. The one thing I didn't like about Season 1 was they put this stupid fake muscle suit on him when he becomes Superman. Like, and it looks ridiculous. Like, you'll see it in here, watch. But yeah, much better than most of the CW shows because they focused in
DC
and
FanDome.
used their budget
Welcome
wisely.
to the Kent home.
Well, if you'd like to come in.
Whereas, yeah, the Flash is like terrible now.
Hey everyone, so we're just gonna take you on a brief tour of the house. This is a staircase that is, I wanna say it's a fake staircase, but it's not. It just doesn't go to anything.
Leads to the great beyond up there.
The great beyond, that is right. So this
There's
is
no
our
upstairs.
hallway.
Okay.
As you can see, got some family photos and some other stuff, and we shoot,
What I think
would
it
say
killed the
the
Justice League. I
majority
think
of
it
our
looks like a
scenes
really
are
fun
in the
game
kitchen.
so far.
A non-working fridge.
Like,
but
I think
actually,
it will
look
be
at that,
really,
nothing
really
in it.
good. Hopefully.
Tyler has a drawer in this kitchen that he hides
I've got
his
more
stuff
hopes
in.
for it than
I
Gotham
also have a
Knights.
drawer in this kitchen that I hide my stuff in, and I have a candy stash.
Yes,
I have a
that would
note
be
saying,
me.
Bitsy stuff, please leave in the drawer. More candy, hand sanitizer, eye drops, water, sides, hair things, my phone.
It's like a freshman locker.
Yeah, do it. Let's go into
That's hilarious.
what
She
was
keeps it all
formerly
on
Martha
set,
Kent's
just hidden
bedroom,
there.
But is now Lois's office.
Personally, this
Yeah.
is my favorite room in the house. I think it has just the coolest amount of
Yes.
stuff around.
There's a really cute family photo over here. If I had to pick something,
Why are we
that I
getting
wanted to take home
cribs?
from set, other than my
We're
candy
getting
and my
Superman
candy drawer, it
cribs.
would be this photo.
One thing I would take home is this little old camera. This old brownie camera. It's really cool. I'm always constantly fidgeting with it and having to memorize exactly where it was so that I don't ruin everything.
Dining room scenes, I would say we shoot most of our eating scenes in the kitchen. But we've had some stuff in here. Out the window, I remember when I first started shooting on Grimm, I was like, oh, it's so cool. There's these crazy large photographs that get changed according to time of day. The exterior of the farmhouse is totally separate, and we
Oh,
shoot
it's all
the exterior
indoors.
scenes there. Anything interior is on our scene.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
We also shoot a lot in the living room. This was one of my favorite scenes, which was the big paint fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was really fun.
So
that family fun that no family ever has in real life, you know? They're like, and then we're gonna have the family have a paint fight to show how close they are. When in reality, it'd be like one sibling would just throw a bucket of paint over the other and just get shouted at. That's what would happen.
It's fun.
My talented son, everyone. The boys' bedrooms are on another stage, so because again, the upstairs is.
It's so
great
mad. I
beyond.
thought it was
And then
shot
there's a
on
porch that
location.
wraps around, but we typically shoot the porch scenes outside on the exterior farmhouse set.
I guess this is cheaper than renting a
Thank
house,
you,
right?
everyone, for joining us on this tour of the Kent house.
We hope you join us for the rest of season 2 and the beyond. And thanks for watching.
I don't like that they gave him 2 sons. They gave him 2 sons as a result of Crisis Infinite Earths, altering the timelines.
While we're happy for another season of our show,
And then they
we're
didn't
also
give
sad that
Jonathan
it's
Kent
almost
the
time to say
powers. They gave
farewell to
Jordan, the
Supergirl.
guy who just saw there, the
series is in
powers.
its 6th and final season. I donned the cape as Superman for the first time on Supergirl.
Yes,
so
you did. You did a
it has
good job
special
on there
place
as
in my
well.
heart, and it is bittersweet to say farewell to my on-screen cousin and friend, Melissa Benoist.
Is she not going to pop up in Superman at any point in
Supergirl
time?
reminds us that we are all powerful and strong. The challenge is realizing our own potential. Right now, the cast of Supergirl, including Supergirl herself, Melissa Benoist, have gathered to chat about the show and share their favorite memories over the past 6
I'm
seasons.
going to lie to you,
Let's
not going to
listen.
lie to you, like, Supergirl did not need 6 seasons. I don't know how it managed to make it 6 seasons. Congratulations, they made it 6 seasons.
Hi everybody, it's Melissa Benoist and I'm here on the set of Supergirl.
I do love Martian Manhunter though, man. I met him, I interviewed him about mental health, and he's really nice guy. David Harewood. And he's got a new book out at the moment as well. He's actually directed some of the episodes as well.
We're going to take a fond look back at the last 6 years.
But yeah, he has a great documentary out on the BBC about mental health issues that he went through, psychosis and such when he was younger, and how he got how he was treated by the police because of that.
I mean, it's changed my life, this show. It's been a joy and seeing the way that
It's definitely worse
this
than The Flash. It
canon and
100%
mythology
is worse than The
affects
Flash.
people and young girls and the people that look up to our characters. It's very meaningful. Yeah.
I would say that, because I wasn't originally cast as the Martian Manhunter, I was actually just cast as Hank. And it was only after the pilot that I was made the Martian Manhunter. I can remember going home with a pile of Martian Manhunter comics and just reading all of them and thinking, this guy is awesome.
He is.
So I
Martian
was really
Manhunter is one of the best
excited
heroes
to
we
suddenly
got,
get
man.
this brand new character and fall into this whole story arc, which has really been great for me, and I've really enjoyed not just playing the character, but meeting all these fabulous people and also learning to directing on the show as well. So it's really been for me a sort of it's been money. It's been money.
My favorite
But has it
scene
been
is
money,
the
though?
Scene where Staz and Melissa do karaoke and sing Africa. I think it's magical, and I watch it on repeat. I love it so much.
They sounded beautiful.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And, both of us come from, like, a musical background, so it's really nice to, at any point, get to kind of find a way to kind of...
This guy is so
combine
Essex.
all the
He's so
of
Essex.
art. So it was really fun. I really liked it.
Like,
my favorite scene that we
so
ever did
British,
is
but
in
so,
my
like...
favorite episode.
Yeah, I
was
spend all my
Flavor
time in
Boom
the States,
in
mate.
the
Yeah. That's how I got
It
this tan.
was
Yeah, definitely not
pouring
sunbed. No.
rain.
This is the look out there. This is the look out there in Hollywood. You got to be very tanned. Very, very tanned.
It was
like,
Kevin
so
Smith's first
Essex,
episode,
man.
and he ordered like a
Can't you tell? I've been bronzing for weeks now.
Bacon wrapped bacon.
Bacon wrapped bacon bread with like cheese and bacon
And it was pouring rain.
Pouring rain. We were playing games in a random school bus, and then
Also, it's all about
It was so Star Warsy, and it was like a buddy adventure.
Planet 51 Arc B.
That's Maldoria.
People that were there, the aliens, what were they called?
Slaving is a big business on Maldoria.
Maldoria.
Well, they look like they had fun shooting it, and that's important too, Wildest scene or stunt?
two,
You didn't
I
have
went
stunts
to
in this show. You had
10
terrible
pancakes
CGI,
at
don't lie.
once.
Thank you.
It's not funny. My jaw sort of dislocated a little bit. No, that was probably
That's
stunt.
That
is a stunt.
If you get injured, it's a stunt.
Eating, yes.
10 at one time?
Yeah, it was a big stack of pancakes, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so funny, and then my jaw went like, ugh.
That and also when you ate the pizza.
Oh yeah, they didn't make enough. They made like 2 pizzas, and I was like eating 3 per take.
Yeah, I had a pizza scene this season, and I was like, maybe I'll eat the whole pizza, and someone was like, Chris already did that.
We do have a fantastic stunt team. Give it up for Simon McBurney, and just the whole team have just been really, really fantastic.
The craziest day I've had stunt-wise.
It's mad to see them
on the
put-
green screen and the wires, and me in the harness hanging. And I was with Tyler Hoechlin playing Superman, and he was like, I'm good. And I called it, and I was like, I'm done, and I walked off set like this. I couldn't walk.
Hard
It's
work,
hard.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It is fun when you're being carried by Supergirl.
That was carried.
I've been carried by Supergirl.
It's lovely.
Twice.
It's quite comfortable.
Twice.
It's hilarious. I'm like, come on, guys.
I think for me, one of the funniest things that we did was cloth magic. Has that made it into the world yet? No, we got it. Yeah, it has.
Yeah, no, it has.
Can I get context? I don't even know what cloth magic is.
Cloth Magic is a spin-off show that never quite happened.
Basically, we would just put either of their capes up and then pull them down and something would happen behind them.
And Matt Barham, who plays Mitch.
That's pretty cool.
Hilarious.
Little on-set fun.
He's so funny.
Hold on to your jeggings, sister. You've got company.
He had this one line where he makes an entrance and is just like, basically ... Oh, sorry, what's Lex Luthor doing here? But every single take, he would be like, I just tried a milkshake for the first time. Oh, sorry, sorry, I got a parking ticket on this. It was just like, and I would like be like looking at Lex with like my eyes watering, and then I would turn around and just break.
What I think is the funniest moments are anytime David forgets.
I love
his
that this
line
dude's
on
like,
set.
no, let me do this in
Directing
makeup.
An episode, and he's also in the scene, but forgets that he has the first line of the scene. So if you know David, the way he directs is there's a lot of energy, so he'll be like, all right, that's it, keep that energy, all right, and action! Line.
Oh, well.
I get a lot of letters from girls saying that
There she is.
they, until they saw Lena Luthor on TV, they didn't think it was okay for girls to be
she's bae.
studying science. And there's a
She's
lot of girls
bae.
who
Look
are
at
like,
her, man.
and I'm now in my 4th year in engineering.
You may remember her as the
and I have
assistant
you
that
to
got
thank for
ripped
that,
to
and Michelle
shreds
to
in
thank for that. It was
Jurassic
such a
World, but
small
she's actually a
thing,
good
it seems
actor.
like. But that's the beginning of a whole new life for them that they didn't think was possible because of watching the show. Yeah.
There was a little girl who is actually a daughter of one of our crew members who, when she met me, she went, I have a question. Is your belt attached to your skirt or your shirt? No, it's Liston's daughter. She just can't say her O's yet.
Which one was it attached to?
It's not.
But actually, now I really want to know. Like, answer that question.
It wasn't attached to anything.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Cloth magic. It was a floating bell.
Well, how did it stay on?
What?
How did it stay on? Velcro?
I wore so many belts on this show that were like top sticked to pants that had no belt loops.
So just taped to the waist.
They love a taped belt.
Movie magic, guys.
We had a great moment. We did a Comic-Con in Chicago.
Hey, you guys are going to be doing Comic-Con for many a year. Don't
the
worry
line
about
for
that.
People to come
For
through
many a
autographs
year.
and whatnot. And there was a family. This woman came through with her 2 daughters, and one was, you know, her biological daughter, and then the other was adopted.
Yeah.
And it was such a wonderful moment because they looked at the both of us just saying, you embody exactly like what we have in our house, and we don't ever get to see that. And to see like a healthy family dynamic like that, especially
Healthy
you know,
family.
The young girl said like,
Didn't
me
her
being
father
adopted,
like try
coming to
murder
family,
them in
feeling
like season
I
2?
was, like I
Because he was
belonged.
corrupted.
It meant so much. That was that I remember was really, really special.
I feel like we have to talk about when you meet small children who think that you're really a superhero and think that all of your powers and everything you do is real. And then getting to navigate the conversation, they're like, I just talked to a little girl on set a little while ago, and she was like, make a shield. Do it. And I was like, I can't. And she's like, why? I'm tired because I'm Dreamer.
It gets sticky for me because then they'll watch me jump and then just fall back to the ground like I have to.
What will you miss most?
I got to work with very special people, and I think I'll miss you guys the most. I think, like you said, the
Aw.
collaboration is really great, and it's I think the friendships is what you miss.
Even if it's hard sometimes here, like there's gonna be moments like 2 months from now, 3 months from now, you go, that's not gonna happen again.
Yeah.
And I can tell you straight up, like having been gone a year, you miss each other.
Yeah.
It has been lovely to work with a family, a real
So actually
family
like watching this,
group
it's
of
just
people
part of
kind
it's
supporting
part of
each other.
what a
It's
com
been
is, or a con, sorry.
And you know what?
We already knew this would happen.
Playing a superhero.
They love to flesh these things out. It's nice to see the crew and cast interact outside of their roles and stuff, which is nice. But I'm not here for this.
No, wait.
Like, I'm not here from this.
family.
But at the same time, it's not something I'm like, oh god, skip, switch over. Like, it's the end of 6 seasons. Let them have their little 15 minutes, you know. If it means that I get to look at a new Batman trailer, it is what it is. I'll take that trade quite happily. This is also the Superman segment, and they've got quite a few things on Superman coming out. There's like a new cartoon series coming out as well,
including Stargirl. We've got a little end of the season.
No, I
teaser
don't.
for you,
I don't want to hear
check it out
nothing
now.
about Stargirl though. Like, they need to stop releasing trash TV shows. I will say that. You know. I'll miss the crossovers on Infinite, like Crisis on Infinite Earth. Yeah, it was nice that CW have these big events once a year where they involve all of the shows. It really is good that they've done that. But I don't see why Supergirl won't show up in Superman at least once a season. Like, it's not like she's dead or anything, is she? So it's like, why don't they just bring in Melissa into the world of the new Superman show to some degree? You know, I don't know. I think she'd be up for a guest appearance. It makes sense. He first appeared on her show. He was brought in through her show. And yeah, Supergirl was super cringe at times. You like Stargirl? Really, One Gamer? Season 1 was alright, but it didn't inspire me to watch Season 2.
Where are we?
Basically.
You think that everything is black and white?
You are my greatest experiment.
Stay away from her!
Turn away from the darkness.
Hi, Courtney. You can't escape. I've hurt everyone you love. I've tortured your friends and your family. Do you want to play a game?
Zane, how you doing this week, man? Thank you for jumping in. Oh man, yes, is really One Gamer. Are you a big Stargirl fan? I did not have you down as a Stargirl fan. But there we go. I mean, it's pretty good. I feel like a lot of these CW shows, their best seasons are their first 2.
Looks amazing.
And then it gets really
Don't miss
bad
that
a lot
special
of the time.
episode of
Like, you know,
Stargirl.
they don't know
There's
when
so
to
much going
close the
in the
door on
Superman
it.
universe.
And just for you superfans, here is a very early look at the art of My Adventures with Superman, a brand new animated take
Yeah, this
on
is
Lois,
what- yeah,
Clark, and
this
Jimmy
is it.
that's currently in production.
This is what this looks like a lot of fun. I love the art style on it. It's a little bit kind of manga-ish. You know, I think there's a lot of like Western anime kind of stuff coming out these days, especially thanks to Netflix, where they just sort of steal the anime artwork style and then they just, you know, they westernize it, and that's what looks good about this. DJD, welcome to the
from
chat.
The world of Superman. Let's check in with DC publisher and chief creative officer Jim Lee to see what's happening.
Callie
with
as well,
Superman
saying Doom
in
Patrol
comics
is the best
right now.
best DC
Hey
show.
everyone, I hope you're enjoying DC FanDome as much as I am.
Peacemaker's about to
I'm here
take that
share
title.
News about Krypton's favorite son,
Jim
Kal-El,
Lee!
or as you may know him, Clark Kent, aka Superman. Right now, in the pages of Action Comics and Superman, a major event on Warworld is building. The Warworld Saga, which promises to be the biggest Superman event since the death of Superman. After learning of an enslaved race with mysterious ties to Krypton, Superman leaves Earth behind and travels across the galaxy to dethrone Mongol and liberate the people on Warworld.
Right,
From writer
yeah.
Philip Kennedy Johnson and artist Daniel Semper.
Yes.
Action Comics 1036, yes, 1036, is the first issue in the Warworld Saga and will be available at your local comic book shop on Tuesday, October 26th. This is a story you definitely don't want to miss. And since Earth still needs a Superman to protect it while Clark is off fighting for the people on Warworld, John Kent, the son of Clark and Lois Lane, has picked up the mantle of Superman here on Earth in Superman, Son of Kal-El.
And
from
he's
writer Tom
bisexual,
Taylor
and that's
artist
pissing
John
people
Timms.
off, apparently.
It's a different, younger Superman who's figuring out how he wants to fight for the future and who he is as a person. You may have recently heard the news that John Kent's relationship with reporter Jade Nakamura will be formalized as John comes out as bisexual in issue number 5.
Yep,
out
we've
in
all
November.
heard.
And
We've
we
all
couldn't
heard.
be prouder to tell this important story. We talk a lot about the power of the multiverse in DC storytelling, and this is an incredible example. We can have John
The
Kent
thing is,
exploring
though,
his
they've
identity in the
just done
comics,
this
as
with
well as
Tim
John Kent
Drake.
learning about the secrets of his family on TV in the Superman and Lois TV show on the CW. I have one more bit of Superman news to share first with you, the fans. We're excited to announce that to better reflect the storylines that we're telling across DC and to honor Superman's incredible legacy of over 80 years of building a better world, Superman's motto is evolving. Superman has long been a symbol of hope.
Superman's got a new
people,
motto?
and it's that optimism and hope that powers him forward. With this new
Superman,
mission
I'll fuck
statement.
anything.
Truth, justice, and a
close.
better tomorrow.
I was close.
Stay tuned for more DC FanDome news.
I still think Superman, I'll fuck anything is a pretty good tagline. But yeah, like people, the thing is, the way that newspapers report it is as if it's like the major, like as if Clark Kent is suddenly bisexual. Which, look, there's no problem with any superhero being bisexual, especially one that's like John Kent is a fairly recent addition. Yes, we've had Superboy in different versions over time and such, but this is the biological son of Clark Kent and Lois Lane, right? Or Lois Kent, as she's now known. So I have no problem with them introducing it. The only problem I have is that it's the exact same, if you want to call it a gimmick, that they've just introduced with already a beloved character, which is Tim Drake's Red Robin. So it's just a bit weird that they're sort of like, oh, we're just gonna overly sexualize different characters because they know that it will rile up reports and stuff. That's more why it is, you know. There's nothing wrong with anyone
guys,
exploring their sexuality and the decisions they make based off of that at all. It's just the fact that it seems to be used as some sort of marketing toy now, you know, or ploy. Sorry.
Goes for the Man of Steel. I know someone who's even more of a Superman superfan. I'm talking about superstar, NFL great Cam Newton. And get this, Cam found a way to incorporate his love of Superman with his passion for fashion. Here's the man himself with a special announcement.
Slurpee, welcome back to the chat. How's it going? I told you this was the Superman section. It's just been all Superman news, but nothing on TV, like on a movie
What's
yet.
going on, DC fam? Hey, I'm super excited to have partnered with the DC fam as well as my hat company, Mashika, to create Superman-inspired Mashika hat, and we're dropping it here at DC FanDome. The first time I encountered Superman had much of an impact of what morphed into my career as Superman. It was just the aura of knowing that you could do any and everything. You know, outside of, you know, kryptonite, you know, Superman doesn't have any flaws. He was just who he was. And I think for me as a person, that's what I would want people to know and to feel like, you know, he has good energy. He has, you know, great qualities about him. And I think that's why I train the way I train. That's why I prepare the way I prepare. That's the way I play the way I play, because it just embodied everything that I prepare for. Fashion means to me expressing yourself without having the ability to speak up for yourself at times. To incorporate that with Superman is something that words can't even explain, because in essence, we all have some type of
putting it together.
superpowers.
I did lay it on fire. What the fuck?
We are a superhero in our own right.
Is it flameproof? Is it bulletproof? That would be cool. A Superman hat that was bulletproof would be awesome.
In different ways.
That's a
I'm
nice
super
inside.
excited to unveil my super exclusive.
It's just like he has a campfire building badge. He does.
Superman-inspired Mashika hats. Take it away.
Hey, let's have a look. We didn't even get a proper look at the hat. We didn't even get a full-on look at the hat.
Jealous. I mean,
What kind of advert was that?
Superman hat. Honestly, I'll be happy with some Superman underoos at this point. Remember those? Google it. Now, up next, we have a movie that stars one of the greatest duos of all time, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. And
Right.
of course,
Yeah.
they are voicing the animated characters that will soon top
Oh,
the
this
list
is
of
the-
all-time DC
This
faves.
is the like Super
Let's meet
Pals.
Crypto the Superdog,
Yeah,
Ace the
Crypto
Bat
show.
Hound, and
Yeah.
just a few of the DC League of Super Pets.
The Super Pets. DC makes so much stuff.
Super Pet. I love it. Perfect.
Hey! Pets, plural. You ever heard of a league with one dude in it? I haven't.
Well, they say I'm in a league of my own.
Oh, you're in a league of your own, all right. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody as messed up as you.
Next summer, Dwayne Johnson as Crypto. Kevin Hart as Ace.
I love Ace the Bat Hound so much. I don't know if I like Kevin Hart as him. Who's Keanu Reeves playing? Trailer drops next month. I do like Injustice. I watched the Injustice animated movie 2 days ago. Didn't really enjoy it. It doesn't live up to the comic books at all.
And I can totally relate. I mean, anyone with a pet knows that their pet is a super pet. Am I right? Well, some of you out there took that notion one step further.
Are we going to see a bunch of pet cosplay now?
For your fur baby. It's canine or cat cosplay, and I am so here for it. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see your league of super pets.
Let's do it. Let's. How else do we fill out this couple hour long presentation? Oh, I know. Super pet cosplays. Sure. Oh. Okay. All right. That's just that doesn't count. Oh, Catman, Batman, Batman and Cat Robin. That's just artwork. That's just a strap that you can normally get for your dog. That's a cool little outfit. We got Wonder Doggy. That's just some more random artwork. Okay, this guy took him to the con with him. Nice. That's just a nice little cat hoodie you can get. That's photoshopped on. That's awesome. I like it. Is that it? Can we see more? Can we see more?
That was so much fun.
The Injustice games are fine, but at the same time, like, fuck them. Like, hang on.
Furry family members. So stay with us.
How much better would the Injustice games been if they had been designed like Arkham games, but played out like the Injustice League storyline? That's all I'm gonna say about that.
There. Next up, you've got me, Gino Killiamore, smack dab in the middle of this exciting global event for DC Super.
Like, why has everything got to be just like a shitty fighting game? You know, I don't want shitty fighting games. I want good open world fighting games. Like, you know? This is the only way I can put it.
Hey, it's Matt Bomer. I'm one of the lucky few actors who've had the honor of voicing the legendary Superman.
Yes, you did.
You might remember me from the hit 2013 animated film Superman Unbound.
Yes.
I'd like to think that Superman represents the qualities that are the best in all of us.
Yes,
Truth,
he does.
Honor, hope, family.
The American way. Oh wait, we're not saying that anymore.
Find someone who's there to look out for us.
What was his new tagline?
Sees all of us.
Superman.
I'll
fuck anything.
To voice the Flash
wait, no, that wasn't it either.
Justice Society World War II, which premiered earlier this year. And because the DC multiverse is vast and constantly expanding, I'm lucky enough to play the awesome and complex hero Negative Man on DC's Doom Patrol. Here's a sneak peek at what's coming up for the rest of this season.
There are mysterious things in this world that bear keeping an eye on. And in my death, I must now place that burden upon your shoulders.
Sorry, because we went from the Minecraft stream to this. I've not eaten dinner yet, so I'm gonna just have some Chris. I'm gonna mute this for a second. Mute myself.
With who you are.
I think there's something he needs to show me.
I want to be a better person. What am I doing? She must be eliminated.
We appear to be dead.
Something very ugly is set to occur, and it needs to be stopped.
Who is the Sisterhood of Dada?
Insidious, cutthroat terrorists.
How does this crap keep happening to us?
We're all the way through the looking glass now. There's no turning back.
There's something weird going on with you.
Something weird going on with you!
Why am I here?
They are coming for us!
When one expels a parasite, there is really only one reasonable response.
Give it a name?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yo, DC fans!
Hello! I'm April Bolby.
My name is Michelle Gomez. It's your boy, Javan Wade.
I'm Diane Guerrero. I am thrilled to be a part of the DC universe.
Things are gonna get very exciting.
With the new 4th season
of Doom Patrol.
Did I say 4th?
4th season.
Yes, I said 4!
Celebrate with us by watching the first 3 seasons.
Out on HBO Max as of now. Things are about to heat up.
Woo!
Boo? Yeah.
If you haven't seen Doom Patrol yet, hopefully that teaser intrigued you. I mean, it's such a cool and quirky and totally unpredictable series. I absolutely love it. And I'm super excited to see how this season wraps up. Now, speaking of wrapping up, we've got the season of gift giving just around the corner. Now, have you started your shopping yet? God knows I haven't. Or maybe, you want to get something for yourself, a new t-shirt or a hat or both. Just complete the look. Don't forget to check out shop.dccomics.com for all kinds of merchandise and collectibles. In fact, I do believe we're having a flash sale right now. Check it out.
Greetings, DC FanDome and Domers. Ezra Miller here, live from the set of The Flash. It looks like this. We're very excited to show you the movie.
Didn't you punch a fan in the face?
We're still making it. We wanted to show you a
Didn't
teaser,
he punch a fan in the face and no repercussions happened?
We don't have enough material to make
recently.
a teaser yet. We can't make a
Within the
trailer.
past 2-3 years or whatever.
We do have this small sneak peek that my maestro Andy and I have put together.
How did you get away with it, Ezra?
I will see you in theaters later next year, or more importantly, you will see me.
Yeah, that's how TV and cinema works. You can't see us.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere you want, right?
It's like the start of Edward Scissorhands,
Anytime,
isn't it?
Any universe. Why do you want to stay and fight to save this one?
Mom?
You changed the future. And you changed the past.
This actually looks good.
Are you in?
Yo! Keaton himself, man! It's gonna be the Batmobile. It's gonna be the 1989 Batmobile.
Holy!
Oh, you're not gonna show it to us? You can tell by the shape which Batmobile it is.
Hey, DC FanDome. This is John Ridley, and I'm here to talk about the other history of the DC Universe. What is the other history of the DC Universe? For me, honestly, it's a couple of things. Part of it, as the title indicates, it really is about otherization. It's about people who have been traditionally on the margins in real life and storytelling, but have been there through history. The history of the DC Universe have, in many ways,
that was such an annoying teaser.
Fabric of the DC Universe, but their stories haven't always fully been told, and not necessarily also been told by individuals who have a lived experience that mirrors those individuals. When I was growing up, like a lot of folks who read, part of being a fan is really filling in the spaces between the pages, or between the issues. And what would have Diana, what would Bruce, what would Clark, what would they have done, in the quiet spaces? What would they have done between fighting crime? What would they have done between saving the universe?
Well, this is it, Odin.
It's just this natural thing,
great point, exactly.
To want to continue that thought, to want to continue.
So some people can put out tweets and get completely cancelled. Ezra Miller can punch a fan in the face and still get a movie. The Ray Fisher scenario just didn't get resolved whatsoever. Amber Heard cut off part of Johnny Depp's finger, shat on a bed, and a whole bunch of other stuff, which has been confirmed and is still in Aquaman. It's a really strange message that Warner Bros, more so than DC, put across about what they pick and choose as acceptable for the conduct of their actors, essentially. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there, you know?
They're some of the most interesting characters.
Maybe the fan that got punched by Ezra didn't mind being punched by Ezra Miller and didn't press charges or anything like that, you know? Which is fair enough.
And Bumblebee, Tatsuya Yamashiro.
The Amber Heard situation, like they dropped Johnny Depp. I was going to say Donnie Depp, who's his like European cousin. But they dropped Donnie. I'm going to keep calling him Donnie. They dropped Johnny like it was no problem off of Fantastic Beasts and stuff.
Every one of those characters.
Yeah, Amber Heard, who's a support character,
narrative. And have been iconic.
Gets a complete free pass.
Their journey
like
is just two young
it doesn't make any sense to me at all, you know? Doesn't make any sense to me at all.
When that came out in the late 1970s, early 1980s, even without trying, the message that was sent with those two characters,
like it sends a weird message to your fans, you know?
Couple of color was powerful.
These two are great in Young Justice. If anyone follows Young Justice, they've got younger versions of both their characters in there.
Commissioner in Gotham City is an extraordinary journey. Jefferson Pierce, the first black character in the DC universe to have his own series that he fronted. Characters that I really cared about, stories that I remembered, characters that had, to me, great lineage. Those were characters that I wanted to take a deep dive into.
That's cool.
And now for some news on the Sandman.
Oh,
we
Candice
are thrilled to reveal
Patton.
the first look of the incredible Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer.
Oh.
Based on the comic book series created for DC by Neil Gaiman, the Sandman follows the people and places
This is going to be
affected by
awesome, by the way.
Morpheus, the Dream King, as he mends the cosmic and human mistakes he's made during his vast existence.
Like, it's going to be
Look
so
out for the
good.
series coming soon to Netflix.
Coming up, a surprise cast reunion, Gotham Knights and Batwoman.
It's so good, not like Johnny was a main villain or anything.
I'd like to take a moment to personally
Black
thank
Lightning was a
Warner
good show.
Brothers Home Entertainment
Or is
for
decent.
bringing
I'm pretty sure it's still going,
Injustice
right?
to the small screen. Now, as you probably know, since you're a super fan like I am, Injustice the film was inspired by the Injustice video game and subsequent comic series written by Tom Taylor. That means you can expect all the hardcore, action-packed excitement in this animated film version. But I gotta say, and
have
I
you
gotta
guys not seen
apologize
it?
in advance to all the kids out
Is it
there.
not out?
This
I've
one is
I've
for adults only. I know.
I've seen
I
it.
know.
I've watched this.
Where's the justice in that? But then again, that's why they called it Injustice.
I've
right?
watched it
So
and it's
here's
not good.
more.
Wait, what's going on? I watched it like 2 days ago. Is this not out?
It'll be my masterpiece. $11 million.
Right, I legitimately watched this the other day. It's online already. You can watch it online. It's already out there.
DC's most powerful heroes and villains learn that the weight of the world can either inspire one to rise victorious or be crushed asunder.
You'll throw away everything the Justice League stands for. Everything you stand for.
Superman can make a perfect world.
Oh, so now he's God. This tragedy of gods and humans, locked in battle over ideological and philosophical differences, transcends artistic media as the amazing franchise of Injustice.
And also is pretty much the basis for any sort of
from video game
comic book
series
out there where they're like, oh, what if Superman was evil? Like Homelander or
I will stop them. The laws of Superman
or
will not be
Invincible.
the laws of
You know,
Atlantis.
like the boys are invincible.
If we continue on this path, we go from policing to occupying to jailing, then becoming tyrants.
Or justice is finally done.
Like, they just don't capture the same level. Like, the comic goes into good detail. They don't manage to capture that in the movie version.
Choose their champion and test their mettle against DC's greatest pantheon of heroes and villains.
I know you won't step aside, but you are not going to stop us.
You saw how prepared Father was. He has plans for all of us. You need allies.
This visceral and exciting fighting game was the impetus for the Injustice saga to continue in a jaw-dropping comic book series.
Yeah, and the comic book series was really good.
Electrifying and at times terrifying battle between Superman's regime and Batman's insurgency.
Yeah, and they don't capture.
That doesn't pledge loyalty to the Justice League will
They
be
just don't
considered
capture the level of detail that the comic has.
Can be experienced as a full-length,
like it's really like
as Injustice will bring to life the thrills, intrigue, and drama fans should expect from this Hallmark adventure.
It's not good. I'm telling you now, watch it. It's not good.
Husbands, wives, and children will you kill for peace?
Can we forgive Earth's greatest adopted son for his crimes against humanity? This is Injustice. A world where tragedy, loss, and the fight for the greater good will change everything.
I don't know why they're showing Darkseid like he's in it. He's not in it. Like, he's in the comic and stuff. He's not in...
All right, we're going to take a deep dive into the world of Injustice. Joining me is
Jeff!
NetherRealm Studios.
Look at it, is this our boy Jeff Keighley?
Injustice, Gods Among Us, and Injustice 2 video games. And creative consultant
What's up,
on the
Jeff?
Injustice animated movie. And you'll recognize him from This Is Us and Smallville, the voice of Superman in Injustice, Justin Hartley. Guys, let's jump right in. This is so exciting.
Nah, I'm pretty sure the Joker isn't played by Mark Hamill in it as well.
I gotta ask you, Ed, when we were creating this franchise, I mean, you know, the comic book, the animated film, it started with a video game, which is so cool. But was that ever the original design?
No, as a matter of fact, it's always been backwards. The video game industry has done so many games based on movies or comic books or TV shows. And it's so cool to see it just done the opposite way, where the video game starts it and it just spawns off comics, animated things. You know, this is one of the funnest parts about making a game, is seeing it kind of grow into something even bigger.
Justin,
I don't know what's up with the lighting in here. It's almost too dark.
Superman is the character.
They've not got enough lights on set for this one.
You know, when you grow up as a little boy, that's who everybody wants to be, Superman. And then when you get older,
nah, man, Spider-Man or Batman definitely outranks that. Like, Superman's just too OP.
Character to play. You know, how do you do?
Batman's got money as well.
Someone who has no flaws.
It's hard not to want money as a child.
And what's interesting about that, which was what drew me to this character, because we find him in a place where he is flawed.
That's what I love about Injustice, Ed, is that you put your own spin on DC and these legendary characters. I gotta ask, when you were first kind of
what, Jeff can hype up anything? Yeah, 100%.
What was the genesis of the idea?
You know, our studio is NetherRealm. We're the Mortal Kombat team, right? We would use the term evil Superman, but it's a lot deeper than that. The story is, what would happen if Superman was the most powerful being in the universe, was taken to the breaking point?
And it sounds like that's part of what really appealed you about this role, right?
Yeah, to summarize it, it's the killing joke theory, you know? Like, Batman's only one bad day away from becoming a Joker himself, and I feel like that's kind of what Joker proves against Superman in the Injustice storyline, you know? He gives Superman that one bad day, and he, unlike Bruce, cannot recover from it mentally, you know?
Strike a balance between knowing that this is an animated film, you know, you're coming from the video game world, but what was that collaboration like, and how much do you want to give the
just
the team
Matthias,
creative
welcome
liberties to build things versus being very authentic to the game story?
It's mainly focused on the comic books, but the catalyst of what happened that kind of really triggered Superman is featured in both the comics and the games. People who know and love Injustice will see new stuff. I was blown away at all the characters that they have in this thing. There's just so many.
Yeah, they really ruined
great,
it.
Like DC.
They really did a bad job.
You know, and it was so cool because we have these super moves in the game, and you see a couple of them in there. I just jumped out of my seat when I saw I don't want to give away again which one it was, but they have some of those kind of classic, iconic moments from the games in there. Again, they follow the story of the comics mainly, but the moments that they have from the games, you can tell that they specifically said, let's recreate.
I always read it as Joff.
And you're Superman.
Is he the new Troy Baker? He's the Troy Baker of interviews. He's everywhere.
The story in the film is so rich, and it's pretty obvious what's happening as it's happening. Yeah. He's in a bad way.
Yeah. He's really in a bad way.
Yeah, so there's really no getting around that. You just kind of have to lean into that.
Yeah, the arguments between Superman and Batman, to me, that dynamic, you know, each having a point. Superman's probably a little bit over the top, but each having a point is such a great
the back and forth.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Now you're gonna have to get a role in Mortal Kombat.
That's
or something,
it, right?
That
It's
likes
done.
the
I think
voice.
it's done.
Right?
Yeah,
This was the audition for MK or something. Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys. The movie is incredible. You know, I'm a huge
Big
fan
Jeff
of
A.
Ed and all you've done with the games, and I
Jeff
love that
A.
it's such an
Like
authentic
Jefe.
interpretation
Get it?
of the franchise. And Justin, you do a great job. You know, focusing on Superman.
Go watch it though. Go watch it. Enjoy your own
um,
opinions, and let me
can't
know
wait
what
to
you
watch
think
it.
about
It's coming
it.
out very soon. But right now, here's Anson Mount, the film's voice of Batman, with a first look at an all-new clip from Injustice.
He's a great Batman, by the way.
The vast majority of superheroes and supervillains are born of a singular event in their lives that dramatically alters their physical or mental state, or both. Flash of lightning, an animal or insect bite, an untimely exposure to some form of radiation or substance, or the death of a loved one. As the ultimate invincible Boy Scout, Superman has always avoided such trappings, until the moment in this film clip which serves as the catalyst for the central plot in our film, Injustice. Let's take a look.
I guess there's no real spoilers when you know the storyline already,
Stolen a
right?
submarine with Harley Quinn. They took Lois with them.
I see it. Batman, one of the warheads is missing.
Question mark. Thank you so much for the dono. It's kind of weird that they define Superman as the most powerful being in the universe, yet can't defend against a rock. Yeah, exactly. But it's, you know, it's a rock from his own planet, and his powers come from being in a different environment. So it's nice that that rock almost literally, quite literally grounds him, which is cool. But he has an array of weaknesses, as really one gamer saying as well. Like, he's weak to magic, he can be outsmarted. He's weak to red suns as well. Like, as well as kryptonite, and Lois is obviously a big weakness as well. So, like, there's a lot that you can actually do against Superman if you know his weaknesses. But I guess the difference is, as the reader, we know all of his weaknesses, but you might not necessarily know those weaknesses as someone going up against him, you know? His mum and dad, like, depending on what, if they're alive or not in the storylines, two other weaknesses he has, you know? John Kent now, his son, is another weakness he has. Like, he has a whole bunch of vulnerabilities.
Masterpiece.
Heads up, we detected copyrighted audio and video in your stream.
Whatever you're seeing.
Oh, man. Don't do this today, YouTube. Don't do this today, YouTube. Come on, man. Like, they're running a trailer. What do you want me to do? They're running a trailer in the middle of it. Like, I'm gonna do two smart things. I'm gonna go back to this for a second. I think it's more the audio they pick up on. But yeah, I knew this might happen. I knew this might happen at some point in time. I was just like, kind of hoping that Warner Brothers weren't going to be dicks about covering this. We've made it smaller. Hopefully we can ride out the wave. Hopefully we can ride this wave out. His dedication to... Why is it not popping up on my chat screen? His dedication to the law is also his weakness, which is why Luthor, a boundlessly rich, powerful man, can manipulate the law and fuck with him. That's a great point. That's a very, very good point.
Favorite recliner. Now to another character, one who may be
My stream's been temporarily blocked. Of course it has.
Let's learn more
Of course it
about
has.
Blue Beetle in our DC Spotlight.
Hey, DC FanDome. My name is Angel Manuel Soto, the director of Blue Beetle, and I'm super excited to be here. And with me, I got a couple friends.
Hi, I'm Garrett Dunet Alcocer. I am the screenwriter of Blue Beetle.
Hey everyone, Shola Maridueña. I am Jaime Reyes. You might know him as Blue Beetle. I'm excited to be here for this panel, and we'll just hop right into it.
Hopefully it should be back, man.
I'm excited to be able to bring
The powers that be.
It's gonna be fun.
The powers that be have shut me down.
but it also has feelings.
YouTube has shut me down.
Like Latin American people are all of those things, and the movie reflects that. This contains all of what's great about Blue Beetle, in my opinion.
Come on, man.
In a way that's very exciting, and that's only gonna get
Come on.
better and better as these guys take it away.
We should be back.
The Scarab is
We
one
should
of
be
the most
back.
powerful piece of technology in the universe that has made its way across eons and eons and eons and landed in front of Jaime Reyes.
The thing that I've loved the most about comic book series is that you see different versions of suits. Like
This is great. This is great. I love it.
The metal version, and you see the flying suit version, and this, and that. And I'm just so excited with each, superhero movie. You have to wonder
Great.
each other. So I know for a fact.
It should just work,
that
though.
Any of
It's-
the other superheroes out there who think they have the best superhero suit, I'm calling you out for a rap battle. We got the best suit over
The stream is no longer being blocked due to copyright issues. Well, then put us back on screen, man. Put us back on screen. You're giving me this bullshit.
The American character, right? And what I really like about Jaime is that he gets to be a reflection of somebody.
Come
who's been
on,
around us
man.
Forever, right? A Mexican-American kid who wants to be a part of
See,
this
look.
world, who wants to have a piece of this world, who wants to be able to thrive in this world.
So we're talking about Blue
And,
Beetle,
like,
who's a really fun hero, and it's the kid from Cobra Kai playing him, which I think is a really good casting choice. Really good casting choice.
For a new, the new generation of what Blue Beetle can become at the hands of Jaime. And like you said, it is everything that makes us who we are. One of the things that Garrett did beautifully was capture the Latino family in its core as how we see them, not as how somebody tells us or how somebody has seen it from a third-person perspective. And for once,
I think he's getting a movie, Callie, which I think works well. I wouldn't mind a series, though, especially with this kid leading it. He's a really good actor.
And stands for, and that represents the majority of the people who are the ones that are coming from the bottom.
That closeness of family is something that makes Jaime different than other characters that I had seen before. And that potential to me was beautiful. Peter Parker gets bit by a spider, and one of his first instincts is to hide it from his family. Well, you're from a Mexican family, good luck hiding anything from anybody.
I'm so excited to be able to...
You didn't miss anything. You missed a little bit of that Injustice
have
footage.
the opportunity to show kids, you can do it too. I'm ready.
What happened? I broke my
I'm
policy?
gonna bring you guys a story that you guys haven't seen before, and do it with the smile on your face.
I got locked down by YouTube. It happens sometimes, man. They've got this new ability to detect if you're streaming copyrighted content. But it's like I'm watching this on YouTube anyway. Just give the money to the right person. I don't care. You know?
At some of the show's most memorable moments.
Previously on Smallville.
What's happening?
Yeah, the Reyes version makes a lot of sense. I'm not mad at it though because the actor's really, I think he's solid. He's great in Cobra Kai. God, this is going back, isn't it? This is, if we didn't have Smallville, we wouldn't have got all of the CW shows that we got later down the line. So this is the king right here. And Smallville was pretty damn good overall.
Who are you?
Lois.
I'd say it went on for a little bit too long.
What kind of a monster are you?
But
You were right about me all along, Mr. Kent. I am the villain of the story.
Are you okay?
I've waited for this for so long. I just don't want it to go away.
I'm not going anywhere.
she was so pang, wasn't she, man? So pang. She's crazy running.
Those trials are behind you now.
Trust me, Smallville. We can make this work. Oh boy, can't we?
This is a... how come YouTube doesn't have a problem with me watching Smallville clips, though? What's that about? Why is Smallville completely fine? This is a clearly registered property, bunch of footage right here. And YouTube has no problem with it?
Hold on, you didn't think that was it, did you? Please welcome Clark Kent Tom Welling. How are you?
Great, thank
you. Hey, look at him.
And we've got Lex Luthor.
Hey, he's got hair again.
Joining us as well.
Real treat, trying to figure out how to sit on this couch to look real comfortable. Or
When you guys started the show, did you ever think that 20 years after the premiere, you would be here at a DC event talking about the show?
Michael? You know what? Before I did Smallville, I wasn't really on any successful series. They were just sort of 1 season, 2 season. And then
Hey, that's still successful. You got on a series.
I called my mom and I said, I think I'm finally gonna get noticed in my life.
For a lot of you guys on the show, this was like the first big moment. Did you have kind of those same feelings when you watched it or when you were?
Yeah, I mean, I lacked a great deal of experience at the time.
Well,
no, I did. I mean, and at no point do they say you're going to be here for 10 years. We just never knew. We were always just sort of grinding and trying to elevate everything we could do, and it was a team effort.
We helped each other out.
He'd make a good General Zod now, wouldn't he?
Either it'd be him telling me or me telling him. He'd go, do it again.
Yeah.
Ask for another.
We respect every Superman except Dean Cain. Fuck Dean Cain. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
His character talked a lot. Mine didn't.
Not like real life at all.
No, not at all. And I remember specifically there was a scene in the Luthor Mansion where, you know, Clark just appears there. Lex turns and he sees Clark and he starts to talk and he walks over and he pours himself a glass and he comes back and he's talking to me. And literally, I think my line back to you was, and you go, that's all you have to say? Like, that's your only line? And I'm like,
I would be like, I would say these whole things, these soliloquies.
Yeah.
Pages of dialogue.
And then all of a sudden, and then he'd go, so? And I'd go, that's all he has? So?
Was there a moment on set for you guys where you were watching him perform and you're like, holy crap, he's Lex Luthor, or yeah, that's Superman?
I mean, you just embodied Clark. I mean, it was fitting that...
He did give up his powers in the Flash series in the Infinite Earths crossover. Yeah, he did.
Innate vulnerability and that...
He was happy with his choice, though.
Lex obviously was ahead of the game, but saw the potential in Clark and saw that Clark didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that all sort of worked out. And one thing to remember, it was never about being Superman. It was about not knowing what your future is.
Yeah.
And a big thing for Lex was, you know, making your future what you want it to be.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a good dynamic.
But her question really was, were you in awe of me when you watched my performance?
No, not that I recall.
Over the years, there have been so many special guests on Smallville. Here are some who wanted to say hello.
This is like a
Happy 20th anniversary.
20th anniversary.
20th anniversary, Smallville.
Hot dog! I can't believe it's been 20
Hey.
years.
One of my favorite memories working on Smallville.
I've started rewatching Black Sails. She's in Black Sails.
I've ever worked with. I just say.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. There's a lot of her in Black Sails. That's all I'm gonna say.
Beside on the train and things like that. I got to do everything playing Lionel.
Yeah, and Lois was there. It was a really good. The whole Infinite Earths crossover was a really good way of exploring the multiverse within DC's productions, be them television or film based, you know.
Stuff that we associate with superhero.
And I hope that the Flash movie kind of takes notes from that.
People who've been touched by the show, and it helps me appreciate it.
And seeing, of course, our boy Glover up there, Lionel Luthor.
I wish he was right here.
I know. We love being around him.
If you could change anything about the show, is there a moment that you would go back and be like?
I mean, I always thought that we should have seen a Bruce Wayne. Like, can you imagine Clark barging in to your mansion and like you're talking to somebody and you're like, I'd like you to meet Mr. Wayne. And he just did like this cool thing.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who anybody is.
Yeah, why didn't they do
By
that?
the way, you know, it's kind of
They're so scared to drop the Batman, pull the Batman trigger, you know?
Arrow and Flash and all these things. It was kind of like it started with Smallville.
Well, I think you and I have discussed this, that it was, again, a perfect storm in that technology had literally just gotten to the point where the visual effects, the super speed and those visual, they just didn't do that before Smallville. And that's you know.
They couldn't.
It did set a version of a standard. Smallville is still kind of contemporary, still kind of looks cool. I mean, we're in Kansas, there's pine trees everywhere, but you overlook that.
I didn't even notice that. Now I'm gonna for sure.
And by the way, what the hell was with Lex Luthor's security? He would walk in. He would just show up and I go, Clark. Now my reaction really wanted to be, hey, did you knock? Where's my security here?
Serious question, with the finale, what was that like for you guys getting to be like, okay, some people that we haven't seen for a little bit are gonna get to come back. We're all gonna reconnect here on the show.
A lot of people think I quit the show.
Black Sails is a good show, by the way.
My contract was for 6 years, and I ended up doing 7 years. When the finale came, the series finale, I called the writers a week before, like a week and a half before, and said, I wanted to be with everybody at the end.
Yeah.
And so I showed up after not having seen Tom for like 3 years, and it was a bit emotional.
Very emotional for him.
Yes, and the first take, remember the first take, big crane shot?
Yeah. Clark comes in and the mansion's destroyed and there's this big crane shot, big swooping crane shot, and it comes in and goes past Clark. Lex comes in, here's Michael. Camera comes in real close to me, goes, what's my line?
What's the line?
What's the line again? I was like, welcome back.
Welcome back.
We are almost out of time, but before we go, let's hear some messages from some more familiar faces.
It's not every day that a series can celebrate like this, and I am honored
Oh, yeah.
of this iconic story.
Happy 20 years, Smallville.
Happy 20th anniversary, Smallville.
Happy 20th anniversary. 20th.
There he is.
It was my first real big job. It also was welcoming me into an entire universe, a world that was so rich and so loved already. It was really a privilege.
I remember arriving on set and seeing Tom, and it struck me immediately. I'm like, my
God, it's so trippy looking at his face,
We
isn't
tackled
it?
some pretty serious subject matter.
So
and
used to
then
seeing
you
it like
sort of,
digitalized in
everyone's
different
laughing
ways.
And joking, and Oliver and Lex are laughing on the floor, you know, cracking each other up. It was a really, really great set.
I am so thrilled that I got to be a part of such an iconic series, and I just wanted to celebrate with you guys. So happy 20th, Smallville.
You see how they didn't get the one that was involved in the like sex trafficking blood cult or whatever it was to give her thanks. She's not being mentioned anywhere.
Called me. She's probably got to be a little nervous going on to this show that's been on for years, and I just talked about how great everybody was and how comfortable she'll be.
Such a mild-mannered person, but when the camera rolled, she was a force.
Yeah.
There was a scene where she had to like turn on that Luther blood in a sense, and I was like, "Oh, this girl's gonna be all right." Like she's got it.
It was fun. It was fun killing her in season 10. It's great.
Now, someone that I know we're missing is Lana Lang, Kristen Crook. She wanted to be here with us, but she couldn't today, so she sent a very special message.
Happy 20th anniversary, Smallville. I haven't worked on this show for 12 years now. And you both and everyone were a huge part of my early adult years.
Hey, we're all getting old, aren't we?
You know, it was right after 9/11.
We're all getting
It was a
old.
time when people were looking for heroes. On another level, it was a story and is a story, and I think this is why it lasts. It's a story about growing up. It's a story about how you feel alienated, how you feel other, and that is a universal experience for us. And Clark Kent was that, seeing him grapple with these things that would become his strengths, give all of us the aspirational hope that those things that are weird and we can't control and seem like they make us different from everyone else are actually the things that are special about us. And I think that will resonate always.
Congratulations on the 20th anniversary of Smallville. That brings us to the end of our celebration. I want to thank you all for being here, watching us, and taking this trip with us down memory lane. And thank you guys so much for being here and chatting.
Thank you. See you soon.
So weird, just like what year is it, man?
The greatest thing about a news
Like,
flash is that it can
what
happen
year
when
is
you
it?
least expect it. Like now. Continuing from May's Festival of Heroes anthology comic, DC's Monkey Prince will return in February 2022 and a new 12-issue comic book series from writer Jean Lun Yang and artist Bernard Chang. Based on the 16th century Chinese
I was gonna say this is the Wukong comic.
DC's newest shape-shifting superhero, the Monkey Prince, aka Marcus Sun, will return to headline his own series. For fans that can't wait for February 2022, to read more about DC's Monkey Prince, a new short story just
Where's
posted
Batman
to
trailer?
DCUniverse.com.
They ain't
In this
showing
new
that until the
trailer
end.
available now, you'll see the classic journey to
You know?
these characters defending the heavenly realm against Darkseid and his parademons.
I mean, that's pretty interesting. Do you remember the time? If we're gonna get some Batman.
How's everyone
Oh, it's
doing out
Batwoman.
there?
We're gonna
I
get some
am
Batwoman,
so
right?
Glad to be back with you all at DC FanDome. What an amazing celebration of everything DC. Look, last year I had just been cast, so I have a very special connection with DC FanDome.
Yeah, we're getting some
Their
Batgirl.
first year, it was my first year, so let's do this. Okay, now you know you.
Batman
can't
is
have
blatantly the
DC
last thing we
without
get tonight.
DC, Gotham City. It's dark, gritty, it's riddled with crime and corruption. But that's why we all love it, am I right? Gotham is home to some really amazing characters beyond Batman. I, for one, can't wait to slip into my costume for another season of Batwoman. All the Gotham content you can handle is coming your way right now. First up, an action RPG based on some of the most beloved members of the Bat family. Maybe you've heard of Gotham Knights? Let's play.
This is what we're here for. This is what I'm here for anyway.
Batman, Jim Gordon, they thought they had a handle on this city. They never did.
I've got some faith in this still.
Don't stand a chance.
Because I'm a big fan of Damian. I'm a big fan of Red Hood. I'm a big fan of Nightwing. I love the Bat family. It's as simple as that. And I'm a big fan of the Court of Owls, who are the main villains for this.
Mine, yours.
We're going to be fighting Talon and such.
Talks about them. Not a whispered word is said.
The Court of Owls is a myth.
No, they're not. You know they're not. Yeah. There he is. There they are. Oh, we got big ones as well.
If you really want to go down this rabbit hole, you need to know there's no coming back from it.
Please be good, man. If they nail it, it will be great. If they don't, it's gonna suck.
One of the joys of writing comics is
There he is, the creator himself.
Story and make it something their own. And I think the folks at Warner Brothers have done a tremendous job translating and evolving the Court of Owls into the game.
The fans, they cosplay these characters.
And there's the man himself as well.
That conflict in a game itself.
Snyder and Capello. This is the only Snyder I respect in the DC creative process right here, by the way.
All of the people I had known had moved away. All of the stores were gone. The feeling was so unsettling, and I wanted to craft a story that would make Bruce Wayne feel the way I felt.
The first time I read that story, I was just blown away because they were creating this really rich secret history of Gotham City. Very plausible, believable, that was in direct opposition to Batman.
I think part of the inspiration for the Court of Owls originates from nature, just by the real fact that the owl is a natural predator to the bat.
What an owl does a lot of the time is it hunts you and it stalks you without you seeing it, and the fun of the way that the court goes after Bruce is to watch him from afar for years.
Because it's been something that's been in Gotham for so long and been so powerful and right beneath Batman's nose, I think that's the root of the success there.
Yes. Because normally they add a new villain to give you a future. What most people don't do is add a villain that has a history.
The Court of Owls from comic books to video games is really the interactive nature of what video games are.
How do you take that history, how do you take this cool imagery and bring it to life in a game that's very satisfying?
We could look at the source material, we could talk to the creators, and we could ask their opinions about that. We could say, which of these elements do you think we can translate?
When I went out there to see what they were doing with the game, I was blown away. I mean, it took what we had done with Court of Owls, but it just elevated it beyond a lot of the borders that we had had.
You can't really rely on what you think you know about the court. We have expanded, we have added to it.
Okay.
There are different varieties of Talons in Gotham Knights. And
good,
as the players
because they have been in the comics.
Through gameplay, the unique strengths and vulnerabilities of the Talon, it will affect how they equip themselves and how they unlock new abilities. So like any good RPG, we're presenting you with a problem, and then we're presenting you with a range of potential solutions, and players will have an opportunity to kind of maximize that according to their own style.
The entire team has worked
I
so
hope
hard
they
on
don't
this.
fail with this.
So much love, and dedication into this, and I really hope it comes through and it gives them a really enjoyable experience.
I hope so as well.
For us to share more information about this game.
But watch out for those deadly talons, because they are sharp. Be careful.
Hey, to see Scott Snyder and Capello be involved in this is very, very good and promising.
Mass supervillains and their deadly creatures. Forget Girls' Night Out. I'll be doing Gotham Knights in as soon as I get my hands on that game. So excited. I gotta tell you, being in the Hall of Heroes is a huge honor. Look at this place. This is incredible. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. DC is throwing a lot of really amazing content our way, and they're not stopping anytime soon. More news flashes, more announcements, and more exclusive footage is on the way. But first, a heartfelt thank you for supporting Batwoman. I've read your letters, I've seen your fan art, and I spend probably too much time on social media looking at your comments and feeling the love you have for this character. What about my character? Oh, hey, girl, hey.
Don't I get any love? You know, behind every superhero is a supervillain.
Well, you know Alice is a fan favorite. Look, everybody,
her playing Alice, she is so good. Like for a show that sucks, she is so good as Alice. Like genuinely, she's done a great job bringing that character to life. Like in her own way, she's just as unhinged. Look, Rose should have stayed on as Batwoman. They should have cancelled the show the second that she pulled out. They should have made it a one season, and that was that. But that's a completely different issue as to how good her performance as Rose has been. Not Rose, sorry, as Alice has been throughout the series. And the portrayal as the alternate, the variant version of Alice in the first season was really well done as well. Her bringing together not only one character, but two versions of that character. She's done a great job. Like, genuinely a great job. Unfortunately...
Yes. Does this kind of wreck my ensemble?
Unfortunately, Batwoman should have been cancelled the second they lost their lead for it. And that's not me going against any sort of woke crowd, bullshit, whatever or whatever. Like, they just shouldn't have recast her, and they should have just put a nail in the coffin at the end of season 1. It's as simple as that.
The hell are you two doing?
That's how I feel anyway.
Aren't y'all supposed to be enemies?
Long story. She's working with me.
They're a little short-staffed at City Hall.
And you can see why they're using Alice to carry the show, because she's the only good thing left about the show, really.
We don't really use the C word anymore. Crazy?
Alice and Batwoman are working together? No, I'll have to see it to believe it.
Well, Rachel, should we give them a taste of what's to come on season 3 of Batwoman?
Perhaps a little bit of that never-before-seen stuff would...
No, so she's not Mad Hatter's sis. She's Kate Kane's twin sister, who was left for dead, but didn't die and went on to become Alice because she escaped in the world of Alice in Wonderland when she was being held captive. There's a whole lot of backstory going on.
For which I chose a geriatric harpy with an oxygen tank. Now, do you know why I did that?
Because you're a killer, Alice.
No. Well, yes, but that's not the takeaway. I chose her because she was easy pickings. See, when a fledgling predator is learning how to stalk its prey, it seeks to separate one from the herd.
So he wouldn't have gone after 2 victims for his first hunt.
Look at you learning to think like a killer.
Which means the pool wasn't this Croc's first attack.
And if it wasn't for...
Oh yeah, they've got Killer Croc in this season, don't they? In this new season, they got Killer Croc.
Persons I found that were last seen at the East River shore, a mere 2 miles from the pool attack. Welcome to his hunting grounds.
So the thing that annoys me about CW and DC shows is they never want to pull the trigger
so much fun filming with you for season 3.
I know, me too. And I cannot.
They never want to pull the trigger and just make a good Batman show. They'll give you Batwoman. They'll give you the Arrow, which basically becomes Batman. They'll give you Titans, which has a version of Batman, but not properly. Like, but they won't just pull the trigger and just give you a good Batman TV show, which would be highly doable in this day and age anyway. They'll give you Batwoman, but they won't give you a Batman show. It's really, really strange that they just won't do it.
Well, hey, thanks, Javicia. What's up, guys?
Do you like Alice or Harley Quinn? They're both great. Like, they're two very different characters. I like what they've done with Alice.
On Batwoman. So at the end of season 2, I finally became Batwing, DC's flying armored superhero. And playing Batwing has been a ton of fun so far. I mean, like, tell me.
We knew you were going to become him because you're playing the guy who becomes him.
It's my bad. But if you did, I mean, like, that's pretty dope, right? Come on. So let's take a look at the origins of this character and how we brought him to life on TV for the very first time.
Do we need to? Do we actually need to? I assume everyone watching a DC Spotlight showcase for hours pretty much knows most of the lore, right?
Luke Fox, David Zavimbe, known as the Batman of Africa, was introduced in the 5th issue. By the time David retired, Luke had proven his value to Batman.
Just FYI, no sidekick actually likes being referred to as a sidekick.
Copy that. My number 2 dude.
Nope, not that yet.
Those suits look so bad as well, man. I'm sorry, but they do. They look atrocious.
So as the son of Lucius Fox, Luke had the same brilliant engineering mind as his father. His tech-savvy Batwing suit allowed him to accomplish some very impressive stunts, like flying tremendous speeds with a special mechanical glider cape. Now, there are a few differences between the Batwing of the comics and the one I portray on television.
Yeah, his suit's way cooler, firstly.
What the hell are you? Justice.
Luke and Tavaroff were friends in the comics before becoming rivals, whereas on Batwoman, Tavaroff is a full-blown villain from the start. Comic book Luke builds the suit with his dad, but on our show, it's Lucius.
It's so bad, right? It's like a bike helmet with horns on it.
In the finale, Luke discovers this years after his dad dies.
When I was a kid, I drew pictures of how I imagined a black Batman would look. Turns out that my dad was secretly turning those pictures into reality.
What do you mean a black Batman? When I was a kid, I was drawing what a black Batman would look like, and then you just make a suit which covers his face and all of his skin, so you don't know he's black anyway.
On the big screen.
What's that about?
It truly is an honor knowing that I'm giving kids like me
He looks like RoboCop.
and relate to another black superhero. I mean, it's such a surreal experience.
I have no problem against Batwing as a character. They've just,
you know, I'm just a random kid from a random town in a random state that had big dreams and wanted to make a difference.
and this is the other problem with CW shows, is it's never just, let's have the hero. Like, look at this. Season 3, we've got a terrible Batwoman suit, we've got a terrible Batwing suit, and for some reason Alice has now joined the squad. Like they love doing this with CW shows, and it's a really bad formula, where they're just like, they're just like, oh,
villain I wanted for Batwing to take on, except the Joker, and I won't forget that. So I chose to not only go for my second favorite Rogues Gallery villain, the Riddler, I also decided to give him some Killer Croc backup. So my friends and I at DC had we had such a fun time.
Oh, they made a comic book? That's cool.
And one action-packed story.
First time I see this and it looks awful. It is. Could be a lot of Warner Brother pulling on things on what could happen, such as Gotham couldn't use the Joker name. Titans had it where Joker's face wasn't really shown. Yeah, 100%. They're 100% deliberately not allowing certain things to happen. But I just don't agree with it, because it's like, you might as well just play on the fact that it's a multiverse, you know? And then...
Thanks again for crowning me your newest hero.
And then just be like, well, here's a TV version of Batman, you know? Like, who cares? No one's gonna be like, oh, this isn't my Batman, you know? Did I watch the What If season finale? I haven't. I genuinely haven't. What If just didn't interest me.
Is available now on DC.
Sue me.
Over 1 million fans
Didn't find it
voted in
fun.
the massive
Didn't enjoy it.
all bracket. Greenlighting Robins from writer Tim Seeley and Baldemar Rivas.
Never flesh out the main character, but instead introduce a bunch of new people. Yeah, they always make it a super squad.
Violently interrupted by someone who claims she was the first Robin. The last time fans voted on the fate of a Robin, it went very differently. DC Universe subscribers can read this digital first title now, only on DCUI.
Still to come, Catwoman Hunted, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and the new Batman trailer debut.
Yes, that's what we're... This is what I mean. They take Batman and they just hang him. They're just like, look at all of this crap for 5 hours so you can get your Batman trailer.
Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam and Jason Momoa returning as Aquaman.
The DC multiverse means we also double down on the Flash, took a trip to Metropolis and Gotham City, and got the exclusive intel on the latest video games.
But there's also Jason Momoa.
You already mentioned him.
No, but once is never enough, eh?
Well, anyway, guys, there's still so much ahead, including the Batman. I cannot wait for that. But right now, it's all about Gotham's truly fiendish feline, Catwoman.
Catwoman is clawing her way into a new animated film. For more on this exciting project, please welcome the actress who voices the
Again,
title
a new
role,
animated?
Elizabeth Gillies.
Catwoman celebrates her 80th anniversary next year, and Warner Brothers Animation, DC, and Warner Brothers Home Entertainment salute her longevity and popularity with the release of a DC animated movie all her own, Catwoman Hunted. The felonious feline is voiced by moi, and, as you'll see in the trailer, Catwoman sets
She could
her
have said
sights
meow,
on stealing
meow,
the
and
world's
she
most
couldn't.
valuable
It'd be
jewel.
terrible.
And as a result, everyone is hot on
Again, see, look, they've gone for this sort of like anime-esque westernized style.
I assume you're ready for action?
This kitten's always ready for action. Darling, you're even more gorgeous in person.
See?
Multiple countries have warrants out for your arrest.
I'm popular.
This little kitten sauntered into the lair of the wrong big cat.
Stop her! I thought this was supposed to be a party. My kind of party. Minerva is built
Audio
by
too
a
low?
crime syndicate. It's now richer than many countries.
You help us bust Leviathan, your warrants disappear.
I bring it down earlier because someone said it was too loud.
Die. I did not sign up for this. Did you sign up for this? You really have to think about that? Prepare to get your ass kicked. Don't make me fight dirty.
I'll tell you what is great. The Harley Quinn animated show is...
A cat always.
Yeah, lands on her feet. I've heard the saying. Don't you ever get tired of that catch stick?
The animation in this does not look good either.
Darling, I love your costume. Hold on to that one, love, or I might just steal him away.
Wasn't that just perfect? Catwoman
There we go.
Hunted
She
will
got-
be the
she got it
first
in.
DC
She got
animated
it in.
movie to be released by Warner Brothers Home Entertainment in 2022, coming to digital, Blu-ray, and 4K on February 8th. All totaled, fans can expect 5 original DC animated movies in 2022, as well as the spring release of the latest DC Showcase collection, anchored by the all-new animated short Constantine: House of Mystery, featuring
Not to be
Matt Ryan
negative, but do you
reprising
think
his
that you're
role
using
as
Batman
the
way too much
Hellblazer.
in DC
Ever
like they
wonder
do
what would
Wolverine in
happen if 2
MCU?
youthful super teams joined forces to fight the bad guys? You'll find out in spring
What, and it's like what they're
2022
doing with
Teen
it?
Titans Go and DC Supergirl
Yeah and no.
Girls Mayhem
Because
in the multiverse.
the thing is, right?
Brightest days
Batman
and
has one of the
darkest
most,
nights arrive next
has
summer
the
when
most
Green
interesting
Lantern,
rogues
Beware My
gallery there
Power
is.
adds to the DC
He
Universe
also
movies
plays
canon.
such an
In the
integral
fall,
role
the next
in the
generation of
overall
superheroes
DC
takes
universe
center
as
stage
far as
in
like his
Battle of the
who he
Superstars,
is.
the first DC Universe movie to be produced in CG. Rounding out the
Battle
year,
of the Super
world's
Sons.
greatest detective will look to unmask the holiday killer when Batman: The Long Halloween
But like I'm
Deluxe
saying,
Edition comes to stunning 4K.
They
Ultra
use it a bit too much where it's like Batman is the premise. Like, you wouldn't have a Batgirl coming up. You wouldn't have Batwoman TV show. You wouldn't have Titans or all of this kind of stuff. Like, you can, but everything they do is very much like, oh, this ties into Batman, and it's like, well, then just give us a Batman show. Just give us a Batman show. Stop! Don't give me 3 different shows that all allude to there being a Batman somewhere, and in all of these shows, it's like, oh, Batman went crazy. Oh, Batman's not around anymore. Batman's on holiday. Batman blah blah. Just fucking give us a Batman show and tie all of that stuff into it correctly.
Shall we?
I could be wrong, but that's how I feel about it, you know?
In the future, my friends may not be heroes.
I like Legends of Tomorrow though. Even in the later series, I like it. I genuinely like. They've done some really cool storylines in Legends of Tomorrow.
I made you a certain promise.
Jax, we gotta go.
I don't want to enjoy this for a moment.
Let's party!
The 3 of us are going to change our past and our future and the world as you know it.
And that's just the beginning.
I just need one more moment.
Far too slow.
We're never gonna make it!
Don't worry. The rest of the legends are here. We're busting everybody out.
There's land ahead.
All hands on deck!
I also love that they use Legends to bring back John Constantine, or Constantine even, because I genuinely, I love the portrayal, and I was so sad that it only got 1 season.
Whoa. This mission has to be epic.
And I have the perfect.
What's he called? Matthew something? Does a really good job of playing John.
Can we kill them now?
Bebo wants cuddles.
Smile, Bebo.
What? Oh my.
Take us to DEFCON 2.
Is this a drill? Are they lowering the barrier?
Wow, that I did not see coming.
Hey, cheese!
You wish.
What is it?
That is just business as usual for us.
Yeah, the Constantine show was so good, and it deserved it, man. Matt Ryan, there we go. Matt Ryan is Constantine to me. And while we got to see his story arc play out in Legends of Tomorrow,
We can't keep the cowboy narrator.
Sorry.
it's just a shame that we never got a proper approach with the season, especially because like the Keanu Reeves version of Constantine is just mental. Like it's nowhere near anything.
It's true that every generation has
Here they
their
are, the
favorite
Super Sons.
Batmobile. Mine personally is the Dark Knight Trilogy Batmobile from the TDK Trilogy. But for the next generation of DC fans, Warner Brothers Animation has been revving up production on their preschool series about some of the coolest DC vehicles.
Oh yeah, this is the dumbest idea that they've had this year.
But that's not all. Your favorite
this is
heroes,
like
iconic villains,
this is
and
like
all
so
the citizens
stupid.
of Gotham City are taking on vehicle form in DC's Batwheels. And you don't have to be a preschooler to love this show. You just have to be a kid at heart. This is really fun for the whole family, so let's check out this very early preview.
Let's not, because this is what I mean about like DC spending money in places they don't need to, man. Like no one wants Cars, the DC edition. Like, wait, this intro is kind of catchy. Hey, wait. Hey, hang on. Do I take no. It's still just superhero cars. Like there's no.
Coming from
Why
the
commission
audio,
this, man?
Our friends at Spotify have completed casting for the upcoming audio series Batman Unburied. But you don't want to hear the news from us. We'll let Barbara Gordon tell you.
What up, everyone? At DC FanDome, it is Gina Rodriguez, and I am so excited to let everyone know that I am going to be a part of Batman Unburied. Whoop, whoop. And I get the honor of playing the iconic voice of Barbara Gordon. I'm so super excited. I'm so excited for you to come on the audio adventure with us, only on Spotify.
Joining the cast alongside Gina will be Sam Witwer as the Harvester, Amy Raver Lampman as Kel, Jessica Marie Garcia as Renee Montoya, and Jem Peary as Arnold Flass.
Okay.
Hey, DC FanDome, it's your boy, Winston Duke. And I am so excited, so honored to be joining the DC family with Batman Unburied, with Spotify and DC, and we have been cooking up something very, very special for you. We've been creating something that's nuanced and beautiful with great characters, great voices, and just a beautiful experience. So, in that vein, I am Batman.
Holy smokes, Batman.
More
news to come from
was
Spotify
he doing his
and
Batman voice
forthcoming Batman
at the end
Unburied
there? Is that what... I swear they've got another one where they bloody got Jeffrey Wright being the voice of Batman on a different podcast. Like, this is what I mean, man.
We know fans
This is
love
what I
one-of-a-kind
mean.
partnerships, so we're here to announce an exclusive
Like, they just do too much that no one asked for.
and Puma.
Like,
Here to tell us more about it is none
is it just
other
me
than
that feels like
football
this?
icon that's soccer to some of you, and our fellow Brazilian Neymar.
We got Neymar?
That is huge news. Fala aí, Neymar. Bate ousadia e bate alegria, hein? Conta mais, o pai tá on mesmo?
We got Neymar for this? Ok.
Fala galera da DC, tô muito animado pro novo filme do Batman. Sempre fui muito fã desde pequeno. Uma honra muito grande estar participando desse evento. Obrigado por tudo. E tô muito animado com tudo isso. Espero que a franquia do Batman seja longa, que faça muitas mais coisas. Você estaria esperando. Valeu, Puma. Batman, tamo junto.
Sick. Alright, cool.
Come on, be honest.
Cool.
Fans would buy
Sure.
anything having to do with DC, especially if Neymar is involved.
They won't, and that's the problem, DC. You assume that we're gonna buy everything. Neymar, the new Batman.
Batgirl. The tech-savvy martial arts badass is getting her very first full-length feature.
It was a role that every actress in town wanted, but ultimately it went to Leslie Grace after her stellar breakout performance in last summer's
That guy from Fortnite is
So
here.
good in that. And now we're all looking forward to seeing Leslie take on the bad guys in a very different version of Gotham City. Let's learn more about Batgirl in this DC Spotlight.
It's your girl, Leslie Grace. Hi, DC FanDome, and I'm your new Batgirl. I don't know about you guys, but every step of this process, I'm like, I can't believe this is happening.
It's a big honor and privilege to be part of that world.
That's really unbelievable. I feel like a kid again.
Honestly, I just feel like the luckiest writer on earth.
We wanted to have a very broad casting. It was very broad in range of ages and races, and what was important for us was that the best actress for the part would be cast. Eventually, we saw Leslie among.
It was a goosebump moment.
Yeah, it was really like
the whole time. Who is gonna be Barbara Gordon?
I mean, there was something that she just. Like that hit a nerve and felt like, okay, we are actually watching Barbara Gordon.
She's a girly girl, but she also is so capable of being strong and being determined and like kicking butt. And she wants to prove herself, but she's also still just so sweet. A lot of times we focus a lot on the male superheroes, but it was really exciting to read for a female superhero that has that grit and like is very sincere and almost eager to prove herself.
Definitely 2023 at the minimum.
She's discovering
It's not coming out next year. They've got too much of a backlog of things that need to come out as well.
She's always had in her personality, but it's this whole new side of her personality, a slightly kind of more daring, slightly less law-abiding side of her personality that we get to just have fun and play with.
We asked Leslie to train a lot. We want the fights to be, pretty realistic so that it feels more raw and more real and more relatable.
I'm really excited about the action. I mean, I'm training so hard and we're trying to get as much learned in my body.
They're like, we're going to send you a
there.
Batman
So I'm excited
statue,
about
put it
what
up in the
that's gonna
background for the
actually look
interview,
like
so it
once
looks
we
like
have
you're...
a suit and
Oh,
once
it's a
we're
Batgirl
on
one.
location, figuring out those fight sequences. So that's really exciting to me.
Is this linked into the new Batman movie though?
I'm like looking at Batgirl behind me, and I'm like, all right, I can see it.
We like that she has a cowl. That we can say. She will have a cowl. So it's not gonna be the design with just the mask on the eyes.
It was so funny. It was one of the first questions I asked once we were on. I was like, so is she gonna have red hair? Cause like I'm so ready.
Affirmative.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's Batgirl. It's gonna have everything in the movie. All the emotions. There's gonna be a climax.
It's gonna go crescendo, crescendo, crescendo.
And
You
at
know,
the end,
you're gonna be on the edge of your seat like that.
And at the end, boom!
Can't wait. I'm so ready.
Is it tied into the Matt Reeves movie or not? Now in pre-production. All right, cool.
While the Batgirl film is just about
This
to
is
begin
it.
production,
This is
we don't
exactly
have to
it,
wait
Siva.
much longer
Like,
to see how
they
Titans
promise
is
so
going to
much.
wrap
They're
up
like, and we
season
got this
3.
coming, and that coming, and that coming, and that coming. And so much of it will end up getting cancelled because they've cancelled so much stuff already. Remember when they were like Justice League Dark movie coming and blah blah blah?
I play Dick Grayson and Nightwing in Titans on HBO Max.
Yes, you do. You do a good job as Dick
We're very
Grayson,
happy
man.
that you guys have been enjoying season 3. We loved making it, and
It's all right.
good to know that
It's not great.
landing on audiences,
But hey, some people
especially
like
the
it.
hardcore, true Nightwing fans, Titans fans. We're excited to be here at the DC FanDome. We're going to debut an exclusive clip from season 3 for you to see.
Okay.
And we really hope that finale, you know, packs the punch and kind of lands for you guys. But first, we're going to announce something. We're going to announce something.
The 16 bagel and banana.
Yeah, honey, go. We practiced this. What are we going to announce?
Season 3!
Season 4, we're going to announce. We're announcing season 4. Titans is going to go again.
Nice.
And
kind of assumed it would.
We are very excited to go back to Canada and continue making this wonderful show. It's been a wild ride. I love making it.
What about the Green Lanterns Corp TV series? That's not been cancelled yet. It's just not been mentioned.
To be able to work on as an actor. But it is all thanks to you guys for, you know, watching it and enjoying it and demanding that they make another show, another season. Anyway, we're out. Thank you. See ya.
I don't mind Titans. I don't think it's the greatest show, but it's all right. I need to catch up and watch the rest of it, but I'm about five episodes in so far to this series. This season, should I say. They better not bloody block this as well.
Would you have gone inside if I had?
You still should have told me. Okay.
So Green Lantern's Corp's still happening. There we go. Confirmed by Callie. Looking forward to that.
I'm going in. Tell Guard to cut the red wire and hook it up to the router. The red wire? You never cut the red wire. Cut the red wire.
Is this their Timothy Drake? I'm not caught up. Is this
Guard,
their...
It's me. Dick left. He said cut the red wire.
What? No, you never cut the red wire.
I know, but that's what he said.
Yeah, so if he said it, you do it. And that's how Batman would think anyway. He'd make it the one wire you're not meant to cut, right?
What's happening?
We're in. Oh, shit.
What?
There's a security question. What's the name of the one who got away? Joker.
No. It's gonna be Dick Grayson, is it not?
Oh. Tim? I've got one more try at
That's
this
their
one
Tim
more
Drake,
time.
by the way.
Try Selena Kyle.
Who's that?
Trust me.
S-E-L.
Oh, that makes sense. That does make sense.
Welcome.
There we go. I thought it was gonna be like the Robin that got
Who's
away.
Selena Kyle?
I'm gonna need to go watch Titans this evening if they've introduced Tim Drake. I don't know why they've introduced Tim Drake, but they have.
Has equally impressive biting skills.
This is what I mean, though.
Please welcome
This is what I
Harley
mean.
Quinn and King Shark.
This is what I mean about.
Oh, hello, ladies.
gentlemen, theys, and
Oh, we're gonna make Titans, but we'll put all the Robins in it, for sure.
Starro's Beetle.
Instead of a Bat
Look,
Family
we all
show.
know why I'm here, okay? To present a little something for season 3 of my show, which was announced in like 1972, and here we are in 2021, and like 2 whole generations of animators have been burning the midnight oil on it, and the season is still not finished. And those poor artists died of acute carpal tunnel for nothing.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you still vamping?
Yes. Did you get the season 3 footage from HBO Max?
It is currently being uploaded onto the FanDome server.
And this is only happening now because
the hard drive containing said footage looked like a piece of sushi, and I ate said hard drive.
But it's being uploaded?
It is.
So you passed the hard drive?
The hard drive is wireless, and it is very much still inside me.
Is it high speed?
Oh, my metabolism? Yes, I'm lucky. Oh, look! The producers are telling me it's ready to go.
Okay, the moment we've all been waiting
I love that they did a
for.
custom
Harley
animation
Quinn
for this as
season
well.
3 coming to HBO Max sometime in 2022.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. I've always wanted to say that.
So, what do we do now?
Let the Eat, Bang, Kill tour begin. Come here.
Is this the footage?
Harley and Ivy are back. Send our regards to whatever tabloid you work for, and tell Ben Affleck I upper deck his fancy soda stream.
I'll bring Harley and Ivy to justice, and then you'll change your tune.
I am here for revenge.
Hell?
Oh, I am.
Hey, God!
To us, together at last.
Partners in crime in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
So many surprise twists and turns, and I say that as someone who's already lived it.
I will admit, that looks pretty great. Gonna be better, after the crayon guy, colors it in, and then the sound effects guy does the pew-pew stuff, and, the music guy does the bang-na-na-na-na thing with the guitars. Oh, God, animation takes forever.
You're telling me? I'm sure they'll get around doing something cool, the old K-Hombre. Any minute now.
I love that they
Don't
put
worry.
Kite Man in it.
You look great. Well, there you have it, folks. Enjoy the rest of FanDome, I guess. And please remember all the cool stuff you saw earlier, and not that.
And get ready for more of this soon. That's all I can move right now. Not too shabby.
Oh! Okay, we're done here.
That was good news, wasn't it? I'll take that. That's...
Hola a todos mis compañeros fanáticos del cómic de DC. It's me, Gabby Camp, huge super fan of all things DC.
Hey, we're getting some Young
And
Justice
thank you,
news
Harley
as
Quinn
well.
and King Shark. Now that we know what is happening with all of the other colorful characters in Gotham City, it is time to check in on the man himself. The 1990s award-winning show Batman the Animated Series was the first introduction to this iconic character for many current Batman fans. Fans were excited that original series creator Bruce Timm will be teaming up with James Tucker and 2 of the biggest names in television and film, J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves, to reimagine the series for a new generation.
Yep.
Let's check in with that
Yep.
dynamic group and see what they have planned for Batman Cape Crusader.
This is gonna be
I'm
dope.
J.J. Abrams, executive producer.
This is
of
gonna be
Batman
dope.
Cape Crusader. I'm Bruce Timm, executive producer of Batman Cape Crusader.
Salute,
I
sir.
am Matt Reeves, executive producer of Batman Caped Crusader.
Salute.
I am James Tucker, and I am a co-producer on Batman Cape Crusader.
Salute.
Warner's Animation asked if we would be interested in working with Bruce on a new animated Batman series, and Matt was working on the Batman film, so it just felt like an opportunity to collaborate, not just with Bruce, but with one of my best friends, on a project that I knew would be incredibly meaningful to all of us.
One of my elevator pitch versions of this show is that it's more Batman the Animated Series than Batman the Animated Series.
How?
It kind of goes back to the original principles of the show that we originally came up with back in the early 90s. There was certain limitations on what we could do in terms of adult content, in terms of violence and adult themes. And my idea is basically to say, okay, it's 1990 again. I get to do what I want to do this time. And I got JJ and Matt backing me up.
In Bruce's world, in this new iteration, it's just Batman right now. There's not the
Yeah, they
Justice
better
League
get Kevin
doesn't
and Mark
exist. There
back.
aren't any other superheroes. It's Batman. You're watching this lone figure swimming through the cesspool of Gotham. It's Batman alone.
He's Batman. I mean, whether he's wearing the mask or not, he's Batman. And Bruce Wayne is the mask. Bruce Wayne is a phony person. He's a construction that Batman has created to deflect suspicion from his activities.
So he's going to be very low tech initially. You know, as he develops as a character, we'll start introducing those gadgets. And, you know, the audience can see how he developed the Batmobile using different prototypes. That's part of the fun of this series, is we're finding him discovering these things that most other Batman series, they already were there.
It really is an incredibly complex psychological story about someone who, in a way, needs to be redeemed, and that's kind of what at least this first season's about.
I'm loving the artwork.
Some of the roles, some of the
well,
characters
we know what the
have.
artwork's going to be, but
before Batman has earned their trust, and they've earned Batman's trust. So there's nothing assumed. We don't know that Commissioner Gordon will be Batman's ally. The journey of the show is to see how they, you know, eventually grow together and learn to trust or not. You know, nothing is assumed in this series.
I'm so happy.
What we're used to seeing in the world of Batman.
What this does is it gives us the opportunity to say, okay, well, the versions of Joker and Catwoman and Penguin, those versions that we did on Batman the Animated Series were really great and iconic. But there's lots of different ways we can take those characters that we hope will be just as iconic and just as powerful.
Bruce pitched
they better get
of Cape Crusader,
Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, and Tara Strong all back in on voice acting duties.
That was very
they better.
old school film noir look. It was in black and white, and I think that's what really closed the deal on the pitch, because looking at that, they could see exactly what the show was going to look like. But just so it's clear, the show won't be in black and white unless I can talk Bruce into doing a special episode.
This new iteration is very
it
much.
It better be drawn on black
noir
paper like the original
Definitely
was.
Heavy on the German expressionism / film noir kind of styling, set in a kind of timeless 40s world. If anything, we're probably going to lean into that even more in terms of authentic clothes and hairstyles and hats and vehicles and architecture. The way we deal with the characters is going to be quite a bit more modern in terms of inclusivity, representation, things like that.
Cape Crusader is something that, you know, I feel honored to get to be part of.
Why are you part of it,
J.J.
Abrams?
Get to help and support along with Matt, you know, not just the vision for how they want to do it, but even in using new technologies, the opportunity to take advantage of literally techniques that didn't exist back when Bruce was doing the animated series.
It's an honor, and I'm thrilled to be able to work on this. But to be honest with you, the most exciting part is I can't wait to see how it turns out. I can't wait to see all of this come together. I'm a fan, and I just want to see what Bruce does.
This is why I have faith in his movie. Like, Matt Reeves really seems to love Batman, and that's such an important thing. We've seen what can happen with shows like The Mandalorian, where if you allow people to actually love these properties, to work with these properties, well then you get a magical result, and I can only hope that that's the same with Matt Reeves tackling Batman, you know?
Amazing Gotham-inspired art.
I hope they deliver on it as well, man. Classic spy. Those shows that you just mentioned right there, I think for a lot of us were why we got into comic book stuff from a young age. Like, if I hadn't have watched the animated series of Batman, Spider-Man the animated series, and X-Men, and also the little spin-offs that came from that, stuff like Justice League Unlimited later down the line, the Superman TV show, all of the Hulk and Iron Man and Fantastic Four, and all of those cool cartoons that also started to interlink and stuff. If I didn't watch all of those growing up, I wouldn't have moved on to reading comics and stuff. And it's just like, I'm so happy that they're actually returning to work with Tim Bruce himself and see what they can do with this. I mean, it'll be very interesting to see what they do.
Creations. Don't forget, Jim Lee will be announcing the winner at the end of the show. So stay tuned to see if you've been chosen. Do you like pizza? Have you ever wanted to be like the Batman?
Of course.
Then you will want to get your TikTok
we
on
all
with
like
those
pizza.
fanatics at Little Caesars.
Who doesn't like
With
pizza?
the Batman film in theaters in 2022. To get in on the fun, record how you would navigate your everyday life if you were the Batman. Then tag your video
The Batman.
with hashtag Be Like the
The
Batman
Batman.
on TikTok. To learn more, check out
The
at
Batman.
Little Caesars Pizza on TikTok. We won't
It's not
keep
his-
you in the
it's not his name, love.
And here's something else to be
It's
excited
Batman.
about. A new DC
Batman.
mobile game announcement
Sounds like a
from
bloody
Nubia.
baseball
Looks like the
player.
most iconic
And next
DC
up is the
superheroes
Batman.
And supervillains are going
He
to
will
be
take a swing
featured
at this
in a
one.
puzzle RPG. Mobile gamers, get your fingers ready for DC heroes and villains.
It does my head in any time someone calls them Batman. Spider-Man. We've discussed this before, but it's like in Friends where Chandler goes, he's not called Phil Spider-Man, you know?
Is not whether it's used for good or evil. Nor is it that even the greatest power.
Do you know what I would love as well?
In an instant.
You know DC Online, the MMO? I wish they would update that and make a modern version. I know it's still going in the background. You can still play it to this day.
Hero and
but
blurs.
it was a really cool concept, DC Universe Online stuff.
Extinction draws near. Enter a crisis where sworn enemies will be forced to unite.
We got Trigon in the mobile game.
Is in your
how much money do I need to spend to beat Trigon instantly? Yeah, mobile games are fairly cash grabby.
We have some exciting news for fans of collectibles. Here to tell us about it is legendary comic book artist and founder of
I'm a fan of collectibles.
Todd McFarlane.
Hey, thanks, Candace, and I hope you're enjoying yourself, and so are all the fans out there
McFarlane
today.
from McFarlane Toys?
I'm here to talk to everybody about McFarlane
This will
Toys,
be good.
my company, and DC Direct. We just started a partnership.
This will be
but
good.
Basically, I'm going to take all the things that we're good at and continue to do all the things that DC Direct has been doing. So here's a couple of things to look forward to. We're going to continue the Batman Black and White series, which is over 100 different statues already. We're going to do the Harlequin Red, White, and Black series. We're going to continue doing the DC Designer series. So
Nice,
look forward
nice,
to
nice.
all of that. This is just the beginning right now. One of the early statues we want to announce is the Joker Purple Craze from the artist Greg Capullo, who I think is one of the best in the business. It
Shut
comes from the
up, that's
pages
great.
Of the Batman Death of the Family that both Greg and writer Scott Snyder popularized. I've been
Yeah.
waiting a long
The
time.
Death of the
to
Family
finally
Joker
get to
is
the Batman
fucking
movie, and
nuts.
It's coming. One of the things we're going to be doing is a big, tall statue.
Oh, wow.
Of the Robert Pattinson Batman.
Nice.
And it's based on the concepts and the costume and the reference.
That's-
that was
that's a
given
good
to us
look at the
directly
costume.
from the producers and director, so that we're going to make it as authentic as possible. Take a look at it. It's going to be super cool for your collection.
That is super
The thing
cool.
I'm looking forward to the most is continuing the Batman Black and White line. It's the longest running statue line that's been out there in collectible history. Number 100 was based on my artwork, so that was kind of cool.
That
This
is
one
cool.
is based on the artwork by Mike Mignola. This is from
The Gotham by
graphic
Gaslight.
novel, Gotham by Gaslight, written by Brian Augustine. We've
Which
done a
if you
couple
haven't
other
read, go and
Mike
read.
Mignolas in the past in that series, and they've been some of the top sellers. So this one is not going to be any exception. Also, big news: we're going to be doing a giveaway on the DC Designer Batman series. This one is going to be based on the comic book Batman Year 2. Artwork by myself, so I know what it's supposed to look like. And on top of it, I'm going to sign that toy for you. So if you want a chance to win that cool big Batman,
Open
head
to
over
US residents only.
DCFanDome.com for a sneak peek at some of the upcoming collectibles that are coming out, including Dwayne Johnson has Black Adam and a bunch of other cool stuff.
Still to come, Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
I like that he just
and
clearly
Batman's
doesn't
new trailer
really
debut.
fuck with the internet too much.
DC
He just
fans
said
were not slowing down all these
DCFanDome.com.
announcements
He's like, whatever,
and
let me make my
surprises.
toys and make
Now,
my
according
art,
to
man.
its fourth season, Young Justice is a fan-favorite series focused on the covered-up side of the DC universe, taking place on Earth 16. It sees fan-favorite characters like Superboy, Miss Martian, Zatanna, Beast Boy, and more as they take on an ever-evolving DC universe. And this just in, you can watch the first episode of the new season for free after the show on DCFanDome.com, but there's still so much to come on in Hall of Heroes that you may want to finish watching our show
What?
before you jump over to watch
Young
them all.
Justice is really
Until then,
good.
Here's a sneak preview of season 4 of Young Justice.
Let's go, baby!
The heroes of Young Justice have grown into leaders. McGann, Connor, and Garfield are on their own. But right now, fighting bad guys is the least of their worries.
At some point, we decide who we want to be.
No one on the team is perfect.
You broke the rules. Makes me want to break some rules too.
And sometimes, being a superhero isn't so super at all.
There are some things you just can never prepare for, and some things you can never get over.
What do we do? Pull your energies into me.
The heroes you love always fight for what's right.
Surrender or die.
That was my favorite clipboard.
Yeah, that was just unnecessary, man.
This season, they'll fight for something more.
No more angst! No more meddling! You'll all die today!
And the choices they make
We decide who we want to be.
Man, for a minute, I thought I lost you too.
will alter the DC Universe forever. Young Justice Phantoms, now streaming.
Let's go! Let's go! That's really cool.
DC FanDome is the only place to be for the latest and the greatest DC news and upcoming projects. I am Terry LTAM, and to say I'm thrilled to be here with the best fans in the world is a complete understatement. This is beyond exciting. Now, up next, another first. The talented and revolutionary writer, director, and producer, Eva DuVernay, is officially making her first show at HBO Max. Eva has joined force with writer Roberto Patino to bring you DMZ, based on the comic of the same name. The show takes place in the future, where America is caught up in the second Civil War, Manhattan in ruins. The resilience of community and the human spirit is really what stands out in this 4-part limited series, starring Rosario Dawson and Benjamin Bratt. Now, over to Eva and Roberto to hear more.
Hi, I'm Ava DuVernay.
I'm Roberto Patino.
And we're here today to talk about our hot new DC comic adaptation, DMZ.
It's a story about a fractured people that are coming together, where we have a civil war between the Free States of America and the United States of America. And our story takes place 8 years into that DMZ.
Damn, look at that set design. Looking better than the Last of Us set that we've seen.
The most powerful person at any point in time, and that could change from block
Any
to
news on
block.
Wonder Woman 3 or Aquaman 2? Not while we've been watching.
Basically been abandoned. And the big kind of thrust of the story is an outsider comes in and she turns everything upside down. And that roller coaster ride, that adventure is one of the things that I love most about your script, and one of the reasons why I had to direct it, had to be involved. Let's talk a little bit about Rosario Dawson and the character of Alma.
She's
Alma
such a great
was
actor.
Inspired by one of the most
She's
fascinating
great
characters
in
the
everything
comic
she
book,
does.
and also one of the most underserved characters in the comic book, named Z, who is this fearless medic. I really took the creative guardrails off and dove into the spirit of Z and reinvented her. You know, this show is a bit of an origin story for one of the best characters in the graphic novel. She comes out the other side with a whole new understanding of what her place in this world ought to be.
I mean, the thing is, like,
This is really cool. Sandman's going to be really cool. There's some really good DC properties being
and what
adapted.
Power looks like, and who really has the power. This is exemplified through Parko, played by Benjamin Bratt, and Wilson, played by Hoon Lee. And these are two actors, Roberto, they came to play.
Man, Parko Delgado is this guy who said, you know what? I am the law. I am the power here. And who I am and what I say I am, no one's going to challenge me on that if I say it with enough resolve. Wilson, on the other hand, is about the opposite side of that, where everybody gets to make truly free choices in the DMZ. They get to decide who they want to be. And the result of that is this patchwork of gangs and tribes and outfits. And Wilson sees that as a marvel.
Because that's what the DMZ is. It is set in a world that's just a few moments into the future. And it speculates, what would we be if we let the worst of our divisions get to us? I just think it's super cool. It's also important in ways that allow us to consider ourselves now and what we want to be going forward. We're just pleased and proud that it's going to be making its way to HBO Max. And, you know, it's just been a pleasure working with you, my friend. I can't wait to do it again and again.
Indeed, it's been such a pleasure working with you too. And I honestly cannot wait for the world to see DMZ. It's a world I'm thrilled to share with audiences, and especially with the DC fans.
Same here. Well, thank you to DC for having us, and we'll see you on HBO Max very soon.
HBO Max is just cranking shows out, aren't they? Yeah, Rosario is a G.
DMZ isn't the only DC project from the brilliant Ava DuVernay. She's also bringing the fans Naomi, inspired by the amazing DC comic of the same name from writers Brian Michael Bendis, David Walker, and artist Jamal Campbell. Naomi stars this incredible actress, Casey Wallfall. Hi, Casey. Great to see you.
Hi, Candace. It's so
How
great
much
to
are they
be
bringing
here.
out?
Everyone is so jazzed for Naomi, and I am loving the diversity that's become the norm in the DC universe. How does it feel to be a part of the DC family?
It's an honor to be a part of the DC family. I, for so long, have watched shows like The Flash and a bunch of other DC TV and movies, so it's really special to me and very full circle for me. And
Give us
everywhere I've talked to
Batman.
in the DC universe has been
Exactly.
incredibly welcoming, which makes me really happy and it's been so exciting. I'm really excited for people to see this character that is so special to them within the comics on TV. And since she's so fairly new to the DC universe, there's a lot of room to grow within the character and within the story. And it's something that we haven't seen yet within the DC universe.
How did you prepare for the role of a teenage superhero?
Preparing for the role of a teenage superhero isn't so hard for me because I started the show when I was 16. Naomi is 16. I'm 17 now. So our lives,
Well,
they
they've been
often
filming for a
overlap
while.
as I'm reading the scripts. I get to pull from my family and my friends and things that I'm going through. And when you're a teenager, it's really crucial when you're figuring out your identity and who you are and what you like and what you don't like, which is a lot of what goes through Naomi's head throughout the story. It's a superhero show, but it's also a coming of age story. When it comes to the part of preparing for the superhero part, I can't relate to the supernatural part of the story, but I can relate to being a good person and doing good deeds, which is a huge part about being a superhero. And I've also read the comics. When I first booked the show,
Oh, that's
I
good.
got the series of the comics, and I've also read the Justice Leagues that she's in. And I'm an avid reader, so getting into comics is something that the show has started me on.
What makes Naomi different from the other female superheroes out there?
Well, as I said before, she's a fairly new superhero, so there's a lot of room for growth. But honestly, she's a young female Black teenage superhero, which is really special because that's something that we rarely see a character have their own comics and to have on TV. And I think what also sets her apart is her character and her heart. She's incredibly confident. She loves the people around her. She's incredibly driven, incredibly smart, and isn't afraid to show it. And although there are a lot of Naomis and people like Naomi in real life, those aren't always shown on TV, so I think it'll be really special. I also think what makes it different is the unique characters within the setting of the show. And the creatives in the team and the crew and the cast, they make it even more special, so I'm really excited for people to see the show.
Thanks, Casey. Thanks so much for being here. Let's give the fans a little teaser of what's coming their way in this DC News Flash, featuring Naomi.
Okay, let's do it.
Now, are we ready to begin?
Is this just, what's this coming out on?
What's going on?
Annabelle says there's a stunt happening in the square. Something to do with Superman. I need this for my site. Bathroom break. 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
What's going on? I have no reference with Naomi. I guess we're gonna find out next year. I can tell you it's not Batman. It's a safe bet at this point in time. Oh, we're getting some Shazam news? Alright, Shazam.
Hi everyone, I'm Asher Angel. I can't believe I'm here in the Hall of Heroes celebrating all things DC with you, the greatest fans in the entire multiverse. But I couldn't wait
Heads
to
up,
tell
we've
you that we
detected
just finished
copyright
shooting the
audio
sequel
and
to probably your
stop,
favorite DC
man.
movie of all time.
YouTube,
Featuring the
stop.
only
What are you
teenager
talking
to ever
about?
take a subway ride to the Rock of Eternity. Philly's own
What are you
Billy
talking about?
Batson. The new movie is called Shazam.
You see what I did there? Because in the movie, when he says, anyway, I'm Zachary Levi, and let me tell you something, our new movie, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, is going to be out of this world. In fact, the fate of Philadelphia and probably, I don't know, actually the entire world is in my hands. But this time, the family and I, we're up against some seriously scary villains. Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu. My real-life alter ego, Asher Angel, and I. We had such a great time.
I love that he was like, I'm just going to wear the fat muscle suit.
Cast, Jack and Megan and Adam and Ross and Grace.
It is live words. We're live right now.
Faith, there are so many. And like our new cast members, like Rachel Zegler. We just wanted to take you behind the scenes to join in the fun during the making of Shazam.
Like, he's like, I'm not bloody going to the gym for 5 months before this. You guys are putting on a muscle suit. And it doesn't even look that bad.
And I play
like,
Shazam.
it doesn't even look that bad.
We all established something very special in the first movie. And in Shazam, Fury of the Gods, we expand on that.
Now they have to balance their life with being superheroes.
Sandberg is a great director as well, man. I really enjoyed Shazam. I thought it was a lot of fun.
These goddesses come to our world.
Our incredible new villains.
Is that Lucy Liu?
Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren. She's kick-ass as Calypso.
We have mythological creatures.
Lucy Liu confirmed.
Dragons.
When I talk about upgrades, we got an upgrade, a huge upgrade in the suit. Bigger action sequences, bigger set pieces.
We go from Athens to Philadelphia. We go from the Rock of Eternity and the Library of Eternity to the Realm of the Gods. So we get to go to environments that were never explored in the first film.
We have it all.
Shazam, Fury of the Gods takes the excitement and the action to a whole new level.
It's going to be more of a spectacle.
This fun all around. You're in store for a treat, y'all.
Okay. Looking forward to that one. The last one, as I said, was a lot of fun. When do we get to see the Rocksteady Superman game? Are you referring to the Suicide Squad Kill for Justice League? Because that happened a bit earlier.
Oh well, I'll just keep trying. Alright guys, let's keep the action going. Wonder Woman, who's been having a great year, getting ready to celebrate her 80th anniversary.
My face is so itchy today.
A few highlights from her extraordinary story.
Let's not. Alright.
Wonder Woman is one of the original superheroes. She is a universal character.
Diana's values are built in her. It's all about love and compassion and humanity and peace and inclusiveness. It's part of who she is, and that's what makes her so special.
Do you know the worst part in that most recent Wonder Woman film was where she was clearly holding two just dummies of children? Like, some of the effects in that film were really bad.
And then just kind of evolved throughout the ages.
We all were Wonder Woman on the playground, and I love that she elicits that in people and makes people feel like they could be Wonder Woman.
Do you know what I actually really liked as well? The flight sequence in Wonder Woman I thought was really good.
We are so excited to get
I thought
to
they
be
did a
here
really
and
good
talk
job with
about
the flight
spirit
sequence.
Of Wonder Woman. When I think about myself as a child, learning about the character and watching Linda and how much it meant to me and how much it went on to mean to me over the years, you know, getting to be a part of the passing of the torch of this amazing character into the world is incredible.
It was an honor to and an excitement for me to go to see your movie, Patty. I know what it was like from the inside out, and I know what the legacy meant to me. And when I created the character, it wasn't on the comic book page, her kindness and her goodness. Her strength was a lasso of truth, and it was defensive things. And that meant something to me, because we know what Wonder Woman is. We, not just you and me, but the women out there and the women that have come behind us and with us and through us. And I hope that they can see what that is in their own lives. It gives me sort of chills talking about it.
Beautifully said, Linda.
It's so much more than a comic book character. It is an idea and an essence. And as a matter of fact, I wrote a song for you and for Gal, and based on an original lyric that I had started for my husband. But when I did your movie,
We getting a Wonder Woman song?
I finished writing this song that comes out in October, actually, called "Human and Divine." And it's
Damn, she's
about the
plugging her
love
next
of
single.
Wonder
I
Woman.
respect it.
And I can't wait for everyone to hear it because it's incredible, and I'm so excited for it to be heard by the world.
Sing some now.
Here's the interesting thing. I think that Wonder Woman was controversial at the time that she came out. To my deep surprise, she was controversial still when you did it, Linda, because I remember all of the conversation about, were you too beautiful? Were you too kind? Were you too loving? Interesting to me that even when we made the film, it was still controversial that she could be all of those things at once.
Was
and
it?
that to me
Was
is
that a
the essence
problem
of
for
Wonder Woman.
people?
I find ourselves.
I thought
to
the
be in
problem
such
was
a
that
lucky
everyone
place
thought
in
the
time
movies
right
were
now as
pretty
it relates
shit.
to Wonder Woman, because
I thought that was the
actually think she is
controversy.
the most relevant.
Like the second one is
superhero of all
terrible. The
times,
first one's good until the
because
third
At
act.
this moment, I think values are incredibly important, and the values of being capable of doing more than fight and challenging yourself to be a superhero of love, compassion, kindness, goodness, patience, you know, all of these things, and be willing to fight, even physically, to stand up for those things is what matters right now.
It is certainly not my invention or yours, but it feels like I'm a part of something. And that we take on to the next generation of fans. And that is my hope for the future, certainly, and your hope for the future. What you, in Wonder Woman 3, which I can't wait to hear you come out with.
Kelly.
You can't wait to hear me not talk about.
Yeah, not very Wonder Womanly, is it?
hear you not-
We're not going to get into the politics right now, but
Oh
it's not very Wonder Womanly, is it?
Oh, but
Is it?
it's
What's going on
coming,
going on
everyone.
down there?
Wonder Woman 3 is
You know?
coming, and even if I did know, you'd have to kill me.
I know what Diana would say about
to
all of
have to
that.
talk about it, but I
To be
don't.
honest with
Thank
you.
No, we're super excited about Wonder Woman 3, and
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I'm
so
wrong.
bummed not to
I
be
think a
here.
lot
He
of
was the
people didn't
busiest
like the
person in
second
the
film,
world
and I think the
with
first
now
film was
three
meh.
little kids
The
and
third
she
act
babe,
was
so
meh.
she was so bummed
The
not to
first
be
two
able to
acts
be
were
here.
good.
We
The
are
third
all
act was just like a victim of sort of old comic book movie tropes and such, you know? Big powerful guy with
Pretty
beaming
cool.
sky kind of vibes.
Who
They're
would
just
have thought in my life, at
Meh.
this time in my life,
Meh.
that this gift would just present itself to me? And that's so cool. And that's what I'm hoping for all of the fans of Wonder Woman and all of the fans to know that your life
yeah,
is
exactly.
full of
Wonder Woman
surprises.
1984
And,
is terrible.
the Wonder Woman in
It's
you
garbage.
It
is. It's
alive
really
and
bad.
well.
And the worst thing about that is, Patty Jenkins complained that she didn't have enough creative control in the first movie, and then they gave her all of the creative control in the second movie, and the second movie's even worse.
Wonder Woman is all about celebrating the strength and wonder in all of us and creating a more respectful and open world. That's why we're so excited
I was joking,
to
I heard
launch
the
our
movie
new
was
concept
shit.
series, Real Wonder, with our
Well, there we
partners
go.
at Unilever.
There we go.
Real Wonder is a year-long celebration of Wonder Woman's 80th anniversary. And together with
First
Deb,
one was
we're
just
committed
above
to creating
average.
and
Yeah,
celebrating everyday women
it was
who
alright,
make
innit?
the world a
But
more beautiful
it wasn't
and confident
great.
place. We'll share real-world stories by real women who are using their everyday superpowers
But
to help create real wonder and change in their communities. We're looking
I
for
feel a
women
lot
inspired
more
to
sort of
ensure that
attached
the
to
next generation
DC's
grows up helping
properties,
young
which is
people raise
why
their self-esteem
I'm a lot more
and realize
vocal about
their
what I
full
think they get
potential.
right and wrong.
Check out the website
Um,
below to nominate someone who embodies celebrating the wonder.
Because
in
I think
all
if
of
you're a
us
fan
today.
of DC's products,
Let's take a look at a special collection of fan art. That
it's very
celebrates the
easy
icon
to
on her
see
80th anniversary.
what they
Here
should be
are
doing,
just some of the truly wonderful
and they're
creations
just not
invented
doing
by the
it.
fans of
You
the
know?
original, the most
That's the
genuine,
problem, I think.
the pop culture icon that is Wonder Woman.
Like, they've got all of these, like, you know, legitimately iconic characters. Like, Wonder Woman and Superman and Batman are probably three of the most, and the Flash, like, some of the most iconic superheroes, like, regardless of if it's Marvel or DC. Like, everyone knows who Batman and Superman are. Like, you know, like, way before you had arguments about which was better. Everybody knew these characters, and we've seen them used in some of the best examples ever. if we didn't have the original Superman movies, we wouldn't have all of the good DC and Marvel movies that we got later down the line, you know? If we didn't have Batman 89 sort of take it a bit more dark, we would have been stuck with the super campy approach to everything as well. If we didn't have Nolan's take on the Dark Knight trilogy, we wouldn't have had a whole bigger boom in comic book stuff yet again. Like, they've always been at the forefront when they nail it, but then they always do so much stuff like you see in this fucking showcase that is just no one asked for it, and no one's gonna care for it for that exact reason as well. Like, they have their focus on so much making money ideas that they don't forget how to make, like, they forget how to make good content a lot of the time. You know, half of the shit doesn't need to happen, and they should just focus on making sure that the stuff that they can do well, they do well. It just, it blows my mind. Yeah, like, that's it. They had to jump on Marvel as well. Like they were comic books, like they were superheroes, like, you know, Superman is like 85 years old or something, Batman's like 80 or whatever, like these characters have been around since like the dawn of media, pretty much, see a hero there and say I can be, and have led the way a lot of the time. And now, because they've seen all of the money that's being made by Marvel, they're just forgetting what makes them good a lot of the time. Like James Gunn's Suicide Squad is a great example of how you can make something different. The Joker's, like the Joker film that stands alone, even though I didn't completely agree, like I didn't enjoy a lot of it because there's a lot of problems I have with what they've done to the Joker character. Basically, he's meant to be a mystery. I think giving the Joker an origin story movie kind of defeats the point in making him this mysterious character. But that film did really, really well, and it was an 18 rated. It was a mature audience-based film, and instead of play into those strengths, they keep going back trying to match Marvel for some kids audience bullshit. Like, as if 30-year-old men ain't the ones that are buying all of the toys anyway. Like, they're all like, oh, we need the kids market, we need this family-friendly market because that's where we sell products. No, it's not. It's the fucking 30 to 40 to 50-year-old fat dudes who are in the comic book shops all the time. It's us. It's us, the everyman. The man child that's actually throwing all of the money into your industry, and they're still out here being like, oh, we're gonna chase the family friendly shit. Fuck that, bro. Fuck that, man.
One more fun challenge. Now,
I will happily pay over £100 for a figure. I am your target audience, not some children with their fucking like £2 allowance every month, like, or whatever it is. I don't know. They're just gonna buy the skins in Fortnite. Who cares about that, bro? Who's buying the statues and shit that go for £200 a piece? Ain't no children. It ain't no children. It's men for their man caves. Do you know why? Because Batman had a man cave, and every fucking dude wants a man cave.
Wonder Woman look.
You know what I'm saying? You know, kids don't buy comics, exactly.
And breaking news from DC Publishing.
So why are you making a stupid fucking car, like, superhero vehicle show? Don't give me that, bro. Don't give me that.
Trial of the Amazons.
I'll be back in a sec.
This massive crossover event will affect the future of the Amazons. Diana has ascended to a new place of existence, fighting for justice on a cosmic scale, which has led to massive change for the Amazons. Queen Hippolyta departs from man's world, leaving Nubia to watch over Themyscira as new tribes of Amazons appear. Yara Flor recently introduced to comics as Wonder Girl, and Nubia find themselves at the heart of a power struggle in this historic story that fans won't want to miss.
Come on, guys, let's all put our hands together for Wonder Woman's 80-year legacy.
You think kids are buying this? This nuanced Metropolis
I'm such a big fan.
Poster?
I've already ordered.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Cake for Wonder Woman's Day on October 21st. What
you
can
think?
I say? I have a sweet tooth. And you'll have one.
You think they're buying stuff like this?
Next segment based on the.
You think they're buying stuff like this?
By Jeff Lemire. Take a look.
I don't think so.
Hello, fellow hybrids.
I don't think they are.
My name is Christian Conroy,
I don't
and I
think.
play Gus
Come on.
Sweet Tooth. I hope you are having the sweetest time tuning into this year's DC FanDome. I'm excited to be with you all today and
I'll be back.
Questions. So, let's get started. The amount of pieces of candy I think I ate, probably about like more than 500.
Also, Sweet Tooth is really good. If you haven't watched this, watch this. This is actually a really good show.
I do have a sweet tooth in real life too. So the ears are actually controlled not in post-production and not by me. It's actually a whole rig that controls them. So it starts by me putting on a skull cap, which holds the wig and the antlers, but the ears are actually connected to that skull cap, and the ears have wires that run down my neck and onto a pouch on my back that's strapped onto me. And then there's a puppeteer, and me and him work together to remote control the ears and think of cool ideas that we could do during the scene to really make Gus come alive.
Are your ears soft? It's super cool.
My favorite part about shooting in New Zealand was how the nature is so spectacular and extravagant that when it's put onto camera, you're like, is this fake? Because it looks so majestic and magical. That is what I love about New Zealand, the magical nature.
Think some kid is buying this? Do you think some kid's buying this? They can't afford it, mate. It cost me £100. It cost me 100 fucking.
I love.
You show this to a kid.
Characters.
You show this to a kid. They don't know what it is.
For example, Superman.
They don't know what that is. They ain't watched the movies. They ain't watched the movies.
Because I am Gus, and Gus is in Sweet Tooth, and Sweet Tooth is a DC comic book, so it's pretty cool.
Where were you when we was watching this, mate? You weren't born. You don't know. You don't know.
I indeed read the
Pretty sure this does some shit.
Starting Sweet Tooth, and I loved Jeff Lemire's writing.
That comes out of it.
And, like, how
that fits in the look.
Brought it alive off the page.
I've got two of them.
It's so amazing.
One still in there.
It really helped me.
One that comes out of it.
With Gus.
What's in Colorado?
Jesus, man. Bloody hell, man.
Well,
bloody hell.
I'm itching to find out what happens
and I've got the
next,
other ones. I can't find them. They're somewhere in there. I've got the other ones. I've got the more recent Batmobiles and everything.
Well, and of course all the other
Jesus,
pirates.
man.
But you'll just have to wait and watch season 2 to find out.
Oh no, but let's appeal to the children, because that's where the money's at.
I love how much you guys.
That's where the money's at. Beast Mode Gaming. Welcome, man. Welcome.
Next. Get ready for more banter,
Look at this.
and candy to last you a lifetime, or at least to cure your sweet tooth.
Huge, man.
See you
Huge.
soon for Sweet Tooth.
Not even taking them out of the
Season
box, because I did once. Oh shit. DC have crashed the stream. That's not me. This.
And now that we've satisfied your sweet tooth,
I'm working on Joker fan art, Bam. I'll dedicate it to you when it's finished. Yeah, please do.
Final exclusive drop
Please
of the
do.
day. This is the one that you've been waiting for. That's right, it is time to scoop up some brand new Batman merchandise, and it's happening now at shop.dccomics.com. Take a look.
No, they put the Batwheels already on the hoodie, man. They put Batwheels already.
The world premiere of the Batman.
It's happening, everyone. It's happening.
All this talk about Batman, we must not forget that much of the Cape Crusader's strength comes from something other than his muscles or Bruce Wayne's billions.
Come on.
Alfred Pennyworth has always been a huge source of support as both Batman's butler and father figure. Pennyworth, the DC
I need to
origin
de-dust
series
this though, for real.
answers just that, as it follows a young Alfred Pennyworth who goes to work.
Nobody
with
wants to watch
billionaire
Pennyworth,
Thompson.
mate. No one cares about bloody Pennyworth as a
Let's
team.
take a closer look
Come on.
in this DC spotlight.
How's this still going? Is it? Are they on like season 3 or something with it? I can't fit this back on now. But
hello, DC FanDome. We've had so much fun making Pennyworth over the past 2 seasons, and we just wanted to thank you all so much for your support.
Oh, you're welcome. I don't know who's watching it, but people
It's been a dream
are.
for me to play this character, and I really will never forget it. So thank you so much.
Whoa. It sounds like you're saying goodbye when actually we've got some really exciting news to share, haven't we? So why don't you?
That is true. I will.
If
As you
this
can
gets
see, we're
another
on set,
season.
and we are officially in production for season 3
Jesus,
of Pennyworth,
man.
which is now a Max original series on HBO Max.
That's right, and you'll be able to catch up
HBO
on the
Max
first
is
2
just
seasons of
saving
Pennyworth
shows that
on
no one
HBO
asked
Max,
for.
Early 2022, and the
can I
all-new
not put
season
this
3
back
will
in?
premiere
Yeah.
there later that same year.
We really can't thank you enough for your love and support, and it's because of you, the fans, that we are back, and we can't wait for you to see what we have in store.
Season 3 will dive in deeper on the lives
Wait,
of
there's a
Alfred,
show about
Martha,
Alfred?
Thomas,
Yeah,
Bette
exactly.
Sykes, Lucius Fox, and all the other Pennyworth
Yes, there is.
characters.
There
As we
is.
find out more about
And you
their
never knew
involvement
about
in
it.
the evolution of the Batman character.
Well, it's 2 series deep, man. This is what I'm saying.
Bit of a spoiler.
Well, let's just say that there's lots of exciting things happening on Pennyworth Season 3, and we can't wait for you to see. It's going to be a fun and revealing ride ahead. We and everyone here at Pennyworth are so...
This isn't me. This is that. My internet connection is I'm gonna refresh this because terrible event. People just look. It's the stream because look.
All right, so Jim, fans have noticed that you've been
What's going on?
posting some awesome artwork leading up to DC FanDome, and we of course have
There's an Alfred show. Yeah, there is. There's an Alfred show. I don't know what's going on. This better not crash when I'm.
fans who are trying to piece
Come
it all
on.
together.
I'm out here trying to watch. I'm out here trying to watch
16 and rearrange them and kind of squint. Hopefully you will see what we have been building up to. And it is the iconic cover from Crisis on Infinite Earths, #1, drawn by one of my favorite cover artists, George Perez, 1985. And yeah, it's a fantastic piece of work. And
Salute, sir.
that is what this mosaic approximates.
Is squinting an official
Every time I think they made an
instruction or
Alfred
rule
series,
to
I
figure
always
out
think
how
it's
this all
something I
comes
dreamed
together?
of to find out they actually made the
Look,
damn
I
thing.
wanted to make it hard enough so that people didn't immediately recognize what the cover was. So I basically used.
Bam, why don't you
elements
like it?
and
It's
drew
right
in
up your
characters
alley.
That approximated those shapes.
Because-
and at the end of the day, if you again, if you
Because like
squint,
I'm
it should
saying,
work.
it's just
But
typical,
the,
isn't it?
dead
Like,
giveaways
oh,
are
we
the
can't give you a
panels that say
Batman
Crisis
show,
on
but here's an
Infinite Earths,
Alfred
and saving
TV
them for
series for
this
4
moment
whole
so
seasons.
that we wouldn't spoil the surprise or the puzzle for the people that have been working on it.
Well, it sounds really cool, and I am so excited to take a look at this with all the fans.
I
watching
reckon
right
this
now,
is
too.
gonna. If
It
I
sounds
reckon
like
this
it
will
took a
finish
while
around
to put
10
this all
p.m., which
together.
is
How
still
long have you
40
been
minutes
working
to
on
go.
Yeah,
And they'll show us
you know
Batman
how
right at the
slowly
end.
I draw, so it's been. we've been
Because they
working
know
on it
all
for
of
a
the
couple
like
months.
reaction
Also, I love that you're
streamers
like,
and
you know how long it takes
reaction
me to- If I tried to draw
movie
anything
channels.
near what you
Sure,
draw,
sure.
it
They're
would
here
be like 3
waiting.
years,
They're
and I
waiting.
have,
This
like,
is their money
there's
right
one
here.
line.
This is
Sure.
them printing
No,
money
doesn't
for
look
all
like
of those like
anything.
movie
Well, it wasn't
YouTubers
just a
right
drawing, I
here.
also had to make
So
sure
they're
that
gonna
the
make you
drawing
wait for it, man.
approximated
Warner Bros.
this-
Don't like
this
you making
overall
money that
kind
is
of
they
iconic
can't
image,
monetize
right? So
themselves.
that was the challenge.
So now that we've got some more revealed, what does it all mean, Jim?
Yeah, so that is the $64,000 question, if I could date myself. But at the end of the day, it is the and the you know so that the fans really see.
That's awesome, but you do know that it's not just you and I here talking. There's like literally millions of people watching us right now.
Yeah, yeah, you know, we'll fix it in post, right? Is that what they do? Right?
Yeah, they fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post.
Now no one knows what he said.
All right, so since Jim doesn't want to reveal all of the secrets right now, I think you gave the fans some great stuff, so they're gonna come up with their own theories, because I know that's what we all like to do.
Absolutely.
And speaking of fans, let's pivot to some other fans and amazing artists. So
Are they going to do a show on Jimmy Olsen? They probably will.
Yes,
Don't get it twisted.
The art
They'll make
contest
it that
was one of the
Jimmy
most
Olsen's
popular
now like a
items,
vlogger
from FanDome last
and
year. We repeated it,
a
working
vlog
with Talent
photographer,
House. We got
and
a
he
ton
goes
of amazing
out
submissions from
and
artists and creators all around the world. It is the hardest
we
part of my
witnessed
job
the
trying to
world
pick a
through
winner.
his lens,
But
basically.
we were able to settle on some pieces that were just stunning.
What I feel
So
about this thing
let's
they're
take a look at the
potentially
winners.
teasing is because it's a link with like Crisis on Infinite Earths. It'd be really, really cool if they did like a mass not extinction event, but if they did a multiversal event that didn't just take place in the movies and the TV shows, but also like in the comics and such. You know, I feel like that would be really cool if they could find a way to sort of unify everything. That'd be awesome. That was a really cool one as well. Went to see Venom today in 4DX. Is that like the seats that do that and stuff?
A secret passageway, and I'm literally in the Batcave, guys. Now, if you're a DC superfan,
I need to
know
still
you
see
are,
Venom.
then the mere
It's not
mention
shown in my
of
local
Batman
cinema for
gives
some
you
reason.
chills up and down your spine. And I know you can't tell, but right now I'm doing backflips on the inside. Bat fans like myself have been waiting impatiently for this one. So without further delay, let's check in with Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson, and Zoe Kravitz for a look inside the production of this much anticipated film.
Okay. There we go. This is all we wanted. This is all we wanted.
For some reason, Batman just always stood out. It's one of the major characters of the 20th century, and so many people connect to it on such a deep level and for so many different reasons. The first conversation I had with Matt about it, I just knew there was something radically different from anything we'd seen in Batman movies before.
I felt that we'd seen lots of origin stories. We'd seen things go further and further into fantasy. And I thought, well, one place we haven't been is grounding it the way that Year One does.
Yes.
To come right in to a young Batman, not be an origin tale, but refer to his origins and shaken to his core.
Right from the beginning, there's a desperation to it. He's really working out this rage. All the fights seem very personal.
What's so wonderful about this world is the exploration of the gray area. Catwoman really wants to fight for those who don't have someone else to fight for them. And that's where Batman and her really connect.
He wants to inflict his kind of justice. He's just compelled to do it. There is no other option.
There's something about this piano melody that it strikes slightly close to the sort of Empire theme from Star Wars. Like it plays similar notes, which is quite interesting.
Hey guys, so you just saw a little look of us behind the scenes, and it feels like that was forever ago, which is really strange, and actually, as we're finishing the movie now, kind of really emotional for me to see you guys, especially after everything that's happened, and to see you now again. I feel like I've been watching your faces every day in editorial, but now to actually see you guys is really, really great. And I gotta say, it was an amazing time making the movie with you guys, and it's really cool to see you now.
Oh, and it's so exciting to see like these little snippets of the film, you know, after, for us, being able to step away for a while. I know you've been in it the whole time, but every time I see just a little bit, it's so exciting.
You can see the progression. It kind of seems like it's getting more exciting and bigger and kind of scary. Yeah.
There was just something very special and magical about the way you guys played off of each other right from the beginning. And so I just knew right away, I was like going, wow, there's just a really neat, like I know you guys are friends, and so there was a great chemistry right from the beginning that I just felt like there was a connection, which you naturally had. And I feel like when we were filming, obviously that came out more and more. I mean, do you guys remember when we were doing that crazy sort of, I guess, screen test, I guess you would call it, you know, when you guys got together for the first time?
I definitely remember, because that was basically my audition, right? You know, Rob was already cast, and that was my audition, and I was really nervous, and I remember you gave me like the hardest part of the audition, to be honest, was the helmet. They were like, here's this helmet, you know, and you have to like walk out, and then you take the helmet off and you do the scene. But it's like sometimes really hard to look like cool when you're taking off, like you get stuck. And I was like, this is how I lose the part. I lose the part because I can't take off a helmet.
And it was just the opposite. Do you remember your first day, Rob, when you were wearing one of the actual bat suits? When Rob and I first got together, like we'd had all those conversations, and then just by virtue of what it is, it's Batman, the studio's like, well, we always do like a screen test, which is so like, you know, kind of the same thing you guys did. Rob did first by himself and literally was wearing, I believe, Val Kilmer's
yeah.
bat suit. Yeah. Which, by the way, like the moment you put it on, like that was kind of a crazy moment.
It was crazy, but I remember putting it on and thinking that this is impossible. This is going to be absolutely impossible. I remember you saying like, because I guess just trying to move, I mean, wearing a kind of 2-inch thick rubber suit or latex suit and being incredibly nervous and full of adrenaline the whole time. I remember we did like 2 takes, and when you were just saying, what can we do about this sweat? And I was like, nothing. There's nothing that can be done. I have to be drained of liquid.
The other thing that I remember too, which is cool because it informed the movie, is at the end of that costume test where you came and you put on the eye makeup and began the transformation. That moment for me, that was when I was like, oh my God, it is so you. Like, it was just such a cool, and I remember you saying afterwards to me, you were like, I don't know what I just did. I said, it was amazing, which it was. It was really, really cool. But I really did think, oh my God, this version of this character, this guy who's sort of almost like, if you think of Bruce Wayne as like a recluse rock star in a decaying manner, there's this part of me that so saw you as that, and I had no idea that you would be interested in playing the role at all. And I thought, what if Rob doesn't want to play Batman? This will be a disaster. And then it turned out that you completely on your own had a whole path to the same thing, which is that you had been obsessed with Batman for years, and when you found out that we were doing this version, you were very interested.
See, the people involved, this gives me hope.
For me, felt really kind of lucky and fated, and then we met. I really
My hair
felt
keeps
that
going
connection
crazy
with you,
today.
where I felt like, oh, we're going to be able to find something new with this guy and do something really special. But for me, you were always that version of what I saw in the page, and that was about trying to create a new version of Bruce.
He doesn't have as much control over his personality. Like, the delineation between when he's Batman and when he's Bruce is not so clear. I mean, in other kind of iterations of it, you know, he really knows what he's doing when he's putting on the cowl. And I kind of really like this idea. It's a little bit out of control. He hasn't completely defined what Batman is. I mean, it's kind of, he gets lost in it. Whenever he's putting it on every night, and it's kind of, you're basically, he's not sleeping, and he's, you know, becoming this quite sort of odd creature.
Like, just finding the right, literally how to move as Batman, how to talk as Batman. I mean, that was what was fun for me, even when you guys first met up. I was like going, oh, so this is the rhythm of what it'll be like when you guys talk to each other. Like, even something as simple as that. And like the way you came in with, like, you had, for me, so you had an attitude that was so Selena, right from the way you came in.
I obviously, you know, understand the gravity of a character like this and what she means to so many people, but what felt really important was to really focus on the story that we're telling in this moment, you know, and, you know, try and create a real human being. You know, I don't want her to be an idea, you know, I want her to be a real human being in a real situation, in a real city, trying to survive and reacting to her own pain, you know, and her history. So
I like everything I'm hearing from
really,
everybody
really
on this board.
On this particular story and this particular moment in this woman's life.
I think it was about trying to find a way, again, as Zoe was saying, to ground her so that she felt like she had an emotional journey that made sense for who she was, that ended up being Selena Kyle, but was one that we hadn't seen before, and yet some ways it does connect to the comics. I mean, that's the thing which will be fun to share with an audience, is that there are a lot of iconic Selena Kyle aspects to the story, but I don't think any version of any of the Batman stories that have done any Selena stuff have done it in this way.
Because this is the foundation that we're setting right now, right? Like, as we move forward and see her become Catwoman, you know, that heart and that humanity will always be there.
So we debuted our
So is she not
first trailer
Batwoman in this
for our
movie, from what she
last
just
year at
said?
DC
Is she
FanDome.
becoming
I want to
Batwoman?
say thank you for the great response.
Catwoman,
It's
sorry?
only fitting that we share the second trailer with you all today.
Yes.
Okay, enough from us. Here's what you've been waiting so patiently for. It's the trailer for the Batman.
Let's go! This is what we all waited for. I sat through Super Pets and Super Cars for this.
Police! Hands up! Stay still! Get out of here!
Fear is a tool. But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning. I've been trying to reach you. Find the gun! This is a powder keg, and Ritter's the match.
I can take care of myself.
If this continues, it won't be long before you've nothing left.
I don't care what happens to me.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
Whoa, take it easy, sweetheart. Hear everything they say, ain't you?
Maybe we're not so different. Who are you under there?
Yo!
I'm vengeance.
Yes! Do you see him just walking through a hail of bullets?
Black. And blue. And dead. All over. You. Take it.
I got you! I got you!
Yo, let's go, baby! Everything's coming out next year at the start of the year.
And that's the way to drop the mic and end the show. Wow, amazing. On behalf of Warner Brothers and DC, thank you all for watching. This has been a super experience.
It's been epic, and all of us at DC FanDome want to thank you for your unwavering passion for the DC brand.
And of course, for your continued love and support.
Thank you for being the best fans in the world.
We hope you all felt the
This
love
little
today
mix-up
on a
medley is
global
awesome in the
scale.
background as well.
Goodbye from Australia. It was an absolute pleasure bringing DC's multiverse into your world.
Be sure to check back in at DCFanDome.com throughout the year for breaking news on your favorite shows, films, comics, games, and all the creative geniuses behind them. Bye everyone, stay safe. And
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Warner Bros. But we've got to do the most important thing right here, right now. We got to click back on this. We got to click on this. Okay, we don't get no 4K trailers. There we go.
Police! Hands up!
One more time. The soundtrack. It has got that Imperial March theme, right, Callie? Like it's similar notes. It's still Batman-y, but hey.
Fear is a tool.
The only thing I didn't like was him shouting because it puts it in a place that's like
it's not just
a interrogation room for comparison.
I've been trying to reach you. Find the gun! This is a powder keg, and Ritter's the match.
I can take care of myself.
It's beautiful,
This
man.
continues. It won't be long before you've nothing left.
Cinematography is so on point.
I don't care what happens to me.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
Whoa, take it easy, sweetheart. Hear everything they say, ain't you?
Maybe we're not so different. Who are you under there?
This shot, man. This is my new favorite shot.
I'm vengeance. What's black and blue and dead all over?
you!
And he's like coming out of the fire and everything. Hey, cheeky, man. Very, very cheeky. Also, that hallway shot is very Rogue One Vader-esque. It is. There's a good catch right there, Callie. There's a lot of Star Wars influence being thrown into this, isn't there? I'm going to take my headphones out finally. God, you don't understand. Because I did the Minecraft stream before we done this, so that was a lot of... Oh, that was a lot of having things in my ears for like maybe 5 hours straight. I don't like how the Batmobile is just a car. Yeah, but that's, you know... Like, obviously he's Bruce Wayne, so he's got the money. But, good job, Callie. Obviously he's Bruce Wayne, so he's got the money. But again, that ties into, like, you know what you're not going to do as, like, as the richest guy in town is just suddenly this figure turns up. And, you know, like in Dark Knight, they were like, oh, this is like an unreleased sort of, like, tank that we were going to use kind of thing. And they use that. But if someone, like, you know, data miners would have been like, well, the only person in the world that owns this patent on this tank is Bruce Wayne. So unless Batman's been robbing from Wayne Industries, actually, the more that I look into it now, the more that I see there seems to be some sort of tie between Wayne Industries and Batman himself kind of thing. So I like the grounded. You know, they're going for the very grounded Batman. I hope that we get the bike. I know that we've seen him on a bike, but I hope they do the thing that in the Snyder run of the comics where he's got like the bat, just a big metal bat on the front of it. I really hope that they do that. But yeah. Really, there's nothing I can criticize about this at all. I like the look and feel of it. It doesn't feel anywhere near a Marvel movie, which is a good thing. This is what I'm saying. DC works best when DC embraces what they do best, and this feels like it. For people saying this is dark, it's not dark enough. He's the literal Dark Knight, you know? I don't care how dark and deep they want to go with the psyche of Bruce Wayne. I'm more than happy for them to explore that and more than happy to have an unhinged Batman just pummeling people and such. Because, hey, we often glorify Batman to be this superhero when he's more of a vigilante anyway, you know? He has a stricter code. I think that's something that's really good about Injustice, is we see how his code plays into things, especially. But, which version of Batman is this? I don't think Batman is this dark, but I love it. Pick a Batman from the comics. Pick any Batman from the comics. Pick the Batman that throws people off of buildings and shit and is like, yeah, he'll be fine. His health insurance will cover it, you know? Overall, Batman's been a dark and twisted character for many, many years. Like, many, many years. I think a lot of people look at the old school and they think it's, like, oh no, but didn't Batman used to be Adam West? Like, no. Like, there's a serious point. I'd say what, from like late 70s in throughout the 80s and such in general. Pretty much any classic Batman tale from like The Killing Joke to Long Halloween, and so on and so forth. Like, there's always a dark undertone. Like, everything that Batman does is a dark undertone, really. Like, him adopting, like, Dick Grayson to bring into his little secret war against crime is a very dark move, you know? Like there's loads of things that actually, when you look at his morality, you go, actually, Batman, I don't know if I completely agree with your actions overall. And I genuinely think this is something that is glossed over when they take Batman into a more, you know, family-friendly space. But the general essence of Batman is kid who lost his parents by watching them be shot in front of him, yeah, grows up, has more money than sense, uses all of his time to basically turn himself into a killing machine, like, learns all martial arts, learns everything he can, from safe cracking to, like, you know, hacking and anything he can use, basically, in his personal war against crime, because one person went across and happened to kill his parents. Like, I don't think there's any way to spin that guy as not a dark character, ultimately. Like, the other thing that I think is really, really funny, is, like, Batman spends a lot of his time beating up people that are clearly quite older than him. Like, a lot of the time, like, when you look at the story of Batman, like, these people are quite old. Like, you know, like someone like the Joker even, or Penguin or whatever, compared to Batman, who starts off in like his early 20s, even a little bit younger in some cases, right? Just comes out of nowhere and starts beating up these people that have been like crime bosses in Gotham for years, decades in some cases. He's just a man in a suit beating up mentally ill delinquents. Essentially, like, when you break it down into the essence of what Batman does, that's pretty much it. He keeps putting them in like a mental asylum that he knows that they're gonna break out of, like weeks later or whatever, just so he can beat them up and put them back in there again. Like, you know? So, yeah, darkness it goes hand in hand with Batman's story overall. Batman is clearly mentally ill. 100%, man. He's, when do they ever show you Bruce Wayne going to get therapy for his grief and loss and trauma? He doesn't. He puts on a suit and he goes out and fucks people up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, legitimately. So I don't think the tone of this is anywhere. If anything, it's too light. You know? Like, if anything, it's a little bit too light. Yeah. I think it looks great. I think it's great. I think that Batman saw in the jail is the Joker. No, the guy that he's talking to in jail is the Riddler. The Riddler's obviously pulling strings from even being arrested and such, and then put into motion a whole bunch of stuff. It looks darker this time, and I thought Colin Farrell looks great as the Penguin. Yeah, 100% he does. He looks awesome. The level of prosthetics to transform him out of looking like Colin Farrell, but still slightly looking like Colin Farrell, is great. Like, they've done absolutely great stuff. That's kind of its own therapy. Yeah, I mean, it is, isn't it? So, but yeah, it's... Batman never claims to be justice, he claims to be vengeance. That says a lot. Exactly. So yeah, I think they've got the tone right for once. I think the tone is 100% on point and on brand for Batman, which is really exciting. And this is what I mean about DC just moving away. Like, you don't need to exist in the same space that Marvel exists in, because Marvel will be too scared to pull these triggers. Like, I'm not trying to watch a Punisher that's like a 12A. I'm not trying to watch Blade in a setting that's not gonna live up to it being as violent as killing vampires and other such things, you know? But I don't think that Disney are gonna allow Marvel to really have that much of a free reign. But what I do think is that if we can keep pushing on with this sort of tone, bringing this movie should be a 15. At the very least, it should be a 15. Like, it doesn't need to be family friendly or whatever, because as I've said, the people that love the DC properties and stuff have all grown up by this point in time, on the most part. Most of us are way older now. Like, I have no problem going to watch a movie about Batman and knowing that there's going to be themes and stuff that are way more for a mature audience. In fact, I welcome it overall. That's how I feel, you know? That's how I feel. And at the same time, Zack Snyder's Justice League, while I personally don't like what he was doing with the universe, and I don't think he was the right person to bring on for a world-building scenario, because he's definitely someone that needs to just make his own elsewhere, like, elseworld versions of stuff. I, again, like the fact that he was at least leaning into the darker tones that DC generally has. You know? And I think what works well in DC's favor is you introduce a character like this. Like, you introduce someone like Batman at this level that he's at, this young version of Batman. And then you bring in a Robin scenario 2 movies down the line and stuff. Because what I like about how these writers at DC work is they know how to bring light into these scenarios. They know how to lighten the stories, and they know how to bring in characters which can then have lighter hitting stories. But they do a very good job of bringing someone in like Dick Grayson, who ends up being the sort of sunshine to some degree to Batman's moon. Like, you know, It's about knowing how you play your characters. Even the Joker can be a lot of comic relief while being still absolutely fucked in the head, you know? So I really like the way they're going with this, and hopefully if they can nail this, hopefully we can just have a soft reboot approach to the DCU overall and just get what we deserve as fans of the franchises that they have. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing this DC universe slowly being built up. And I'm not saying we need to commission 4 or 5 movies that come straight after this or anything, but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing what a Superman in Matt Reeves' universe is looking like. I wouldn't mind seeing what to take on Wonder Woman, or, you know, having a Nightwing movie as a spin-off or things like that from this eventually down the line overall. I don't think they could have pulled off the dark tone that they're doing in Batman for Superman, or maybe I'm wrong about that. But again, a lot of people don't like Man of Steel, but Man of Steel was a good approach at grounding Superman to some degree. But Superman's different because he needs to have a reason for hope as well, which I don't think was given to... I love Henry Cavill as Superman, don't get me wrong, but I don't think they approached that overall properly, you know? I want to see Batman dropping F-bombs. I want more Dick Grayson saying, fuck Batman, and Joker talking about reach arounds and things like that, you know? I want to see the kid who plays 5 on Umbrella Academy playing Dick Grayson, 100%. It's a great call. That's what I mean. And I feel like he'd fit into a darker sort of universe like this as well. Yeah, there's a lot they can do with it, but for now, I'm just happy it looks like they're kind of nailing a Batman movie, because it's been a while, you know? It's been a while. Don't get me wrong, I like Batflick. But I've just not been a fan of what DC's been doing on the movie side of things for a while now. You know, I remember sitting in Batman vs Superman, being one of the first people in the country to watch it in the IMAX for the premiere kind of thing. And about midway through, just sort of realizing, like, this isn't that good a movie. Like, just sinking in, and me being like, this isn't as good as like Nolan's approach. And there's some really cool things in this, but there's also like a lot of this sucks, man. Like, I don't understand why they decided to go with a Dark Knight, Frank Miller-esque story so early on into their existence and such, you know? I would have much preferred a world's finest kind of movie where they team up for the positive because they're both made enemies in the public eye. That kind of thing, you know? And even then, have that maybe a few movies down the line. I just don't understand why DC was in such a rush to create an expanded universe when they could have just done this and done what they done with Joker and stuff and just have these good standalone movies. Will this movie be great? We'll have to wait and see, but March really isn't that far away, and I can't wait for next year now. We've got great games coming out, we've got great movies, and it feels like things are slowly picking back up, you know? That's everything from me. I want to thank you so much for joining me for DC's FanDome. I did try and order a McDonald's while I was about an hour or two ago while I was waiting because I was starting to get hungry. And guess what? They cancelled the order after waiting well over an hour to try and tell me, like, you know, I could have ordered different food or whatever. But despite that happening, we got our Batman trailer. We had a look at some other cool stuff in there as well. There was some cool stuff in there. It was very padded out with a lot of crap that no one's really going to care about. It's as simple as that. But that's on Warner Brothers to start to realize that they don't need to commission every idea, and not everything that involves a comic book necessarily means it's going to hit with an audience. What they need to do is look at what properties they have access to and delivering them in a way that hits with the audience. Because at the end of the day, as long as you make good content, people will watch it. But if you keep trying to force out all of this just forced stuff, and that goes from everything from forced diversity in the way that they're approaching this stuff, forced shows that no one asked for, forced expanded universes that no one asked for either. The more that they keep leaning into this, instead of just spending all of that time and budget on more stuff like the Batman, is the more that they're going to keep failing. And until someone at the top realizes that and really starts to pull it all in together, they're going to keep making a whole bunch of just random crap. Because someone's always going to come along and be like, oh, but it could be our next Smallville. Oh, it could be our next Arrow or whatever, done fairly decent for them in recent times, you know? That's it. And that's not me against any sort of diversity in anything or any of this stuff. It's just when it's forced, because nobody likes things being forced upon them. They like natural approaches, and what they prefer is you not trying to sell something to them based on you trying to, you know, pander to their tribe, but you trying to pander to their general interest as a person, i.e. a good movie or a good character. That's it. That's all I've got to say. Until the next time, we are out of here. Take care of yourselves. Look out for each other. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to be chilling. If I do stream, it will be some Sekiro on my Twitch. But as I promised you guys, stuff that isn't gameplay footage will be streamed over here. It's nice to be back on YouTube. Thank you anyone that's taken the time out to join me for this or for the Minecraft stream. I really do appreciate it. But we are streaming throughout the week time at 8 p.m. British summertime. Twitch.tv/Bamaland Plays, where we're still pushing on with Death Stranding and a couple other extra things thrown in as well. Peace.